Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. How you doing today?
I feel good and rested.
Yep, me too. I had a great day. Went to bed early last night. Didn't see a thing.
Oh, you missed it.
Where's the goat mask?
Skip.
Where's all the cooking?
No gloating.
Well, what happened?
I thought we were going to go.
I know why. You couldn't have gone to bed early because Club Shay Shay was open late last night. LeBron requested bottle service. LeBron wanted the private room all to himself. Just LeBron all alone. Alone with his misery. Right?
There's no large gatherings anymore at Club Shay Shay for the foreseeable future.
That's why I said LeBron was all alone.
Yeah,
okay,
just
we'll do
solo hanging out. Well, if you missed last night, the show might be a little bit hard for you.
We win.
We do have a jam-packed show. Has Dallas finally offered Dak enough to get a deal done? Which team is the best fit for Tom Brady? And Super Bowl champ Frank Clark will stop by later, so that should be fun. But first, we do have to talk about what happened with the Lakers and Shannon. It was a loss. So after big wins over the Bucks and Clippers, the Lakers fell at home to the Nets last night, 104-102. LeBron finished an assist shy of a triple-double, despite being listed with a sore groin coming into this one. But the King came just short of laying in what would have been a game-tying shot. And then Anthony Davis missed a three at the buzzer that would have won it. So Shannon, what did you make of LeBron's missed shot and the decision to pass it out to AD?
It just got a little unlucky. It seemed like on the layup, the ball was in the back of his hand. It didn't roll off his fingertips.
Unlucky?
Yeah, he got a little unlucky.
I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, Skip, if you remember in Cleveland, you remember the one that he missed on the Euro step against the Wizards, and he ended up hitting the three-point shot, kissed it off the glass. You remember that one. You remember that.
When he was falling backwards out of bounds?
Wait.
He accidentally banked it in.
He called back.
You're going to call that back as remember when?
No, I'm saying, but Skip, how did we get there? Remember, he missed the layup. It rimmed out. It was similar to that where it rimmed out. It just seemed like the ball.
Wait, did he hit a three to win the game last night? I don't recall. Well, you're trying to compare some bizarre situation.
No, I'm saying what happened is that he missed the layup in Washington. The ball rimmed out, and the ball rimmed out again last night. It seemed like the ball left out the back of his hand. It rolled around the rim. He got unlucky. And then on the last play, AD was cooking in the fourth quarter from the three. He got a wide open look. AD will never, ever get a more wide open shot at a game winner probably in his life. LeBron made the right decision both times. And unfortunately, the ball didn't go in either time. I have no problem with anything they did last night. The only problem I thought the Lakers turned the ball over too much. And early on, Skip, the Nets did a great job getting on the offensive glass, getting second chance points. But other than that, the Lakers could have put this game away. I thought they could have put it away earlier had they not turned the ball over so much and kept the Nets around. And the Nets, they didn't so much, Skip, hit a bunch of threes, but they hit timely threes. And they made, those guards can play. Dinwiddie went and got 50 earlier this year. Karis LeVert just had a 51-point outing just maybe a week and a half ago. So they have two young guys and guards that can put the ball in the basket. And
Joe Harris won the three-point shootout 2 years ago.
And then I can't say the guy's name, Lawawu.
Yeah, don't try.
Yeah, Lawawu. I think that's how they say it. I didn't hear today. But he came in and gave him great minutes.
I agree.
He got an and one, hit a big three, hit two threes. So I thought they got great production. They got great timely threes. And this little small guy, the guy looked like he was about 5 foot tall, Skip. He made some plays himself.
Get out of Florida.
Yeah. Yep. So with that being said, Skip, look, it's been a very emotional, last week. You go Tuesday, you play the Pelicans. That's a tough ball game. You come back Milwaukee on a Friday. You come back with the Clippers on Sunday. So there's a big stretch in. This is what we call, like you said, Skip, this is an old letdown game in March.
Did I say that?
Yeah, that's what you say all the time. No, that's what you say. That's what you say when it happens to someone other than LeBron. But since it's LeBron,
did it happen to the Clippers last night?
Really, you at Golden State?
No.
Hold on. Who's the worst team in the West?
Really? You're talking about Brooklyn? With no Kyrie and obviously no KD?
Hold up,
really? At LA, at Lakers.
They just beat the Celtics last week.
Oh, interesting.
They just beat the Celtics last week. Karis LeVert dropped 51.
Golden State just smoked Denver just a week ago.
Man.
They smoked them.
Yeah, we're not gonna,
they did. They blew them off the floor.
This is what we know.
They're dangerous.
All I know is this. On Sunday, we mopped the floor.
Mopped the floor?
We had a letdown, and we lost to a Nets team that's better. And so when you look at it, Skip, you're looking at them like I am. Mm-hmm. They should be better than whatever they are, 29 and 34, whatever their record is, because they got some guys that can play. And it's going to be very interesting when KD and Kyrie comes back with LeVert and Dinwiddie, because somebody's got to go to the bench.
You done?
I'm done.
You know, I should have worn my MJ mask today.
No, you ain't got no MJ mask.
Last night was yet another glaring example of why LeBron shouldn't even be in the same sentence with Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Because here we went again. Yet again, as all-time great as LeBron obviously is, he just wasn't born with a clutch gene. No clutch gene. Again, he's had a rare moment here or there in his now 17-year career, but over the duration, we've seen again and again and again that he has, let me be nice about this, an inability to close late in close games. Again and again and again, we've seen it, and it mostly starts with free throw shooting, which has haunted LeBron his entire career, especially late in close games. So the free throw demons got LeBron, your man, again last night. And I think I predicted this on yesterday's show because against the Bucks and the Clippers, LeBron found a bizarre new free throw routine that started to click and work. And it's the frozen one routine in which he locks in to the point that he almost goes comatose as he's staring at the basket for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Shoot it, LeBron, just let it go before he launches.
Let it go at his time.
And he got going in that new routine, and he made 12 of 15 against the Bucks, and then he made 12 of 14 against the Clippers. And if you total that up, he made 83% of his free throws in those two games. Dare I say that's Michael Jordan territory? Because Michael was 84% for his whole career.
Yeah.
So, again, LeBron was 83% for two big games, two big home games. I'm going to give you that because that was rare greatness from him at the free throw line.
Stop.
Well, you know it, and I know it. And then right on cue last night, what did he do, Mr. Sharpe?
He missed
his first 4 in a row, and I think the routine's gonna go out the back window.
No, he's gonna hold on to it.
You think he's gonna hold on to it? Well, you got to hold on a long time, frozen one, because you got to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're thinking, how did I do this? My hand's starting to shake. I can't stop my hand. Shoot it, LeBron, just let it go. And finally, as we can see, this happened with 4:26 left. He missed his first one, if we could see that. That was his 4th miss of the game. He did make his second one to cut it to 5. But the demons are screaming in his psyche at this point, stay away from the late game free throw line. It happens on cue to him regularly where it's going to change his whole strategy late in games. But he did have one drive shot with 1:47 left that just showed you what an incredible disadvantage the Nets were trying to keep him from the rim. Again, he's the greatest attacker of the rim I've ever seen, greatest driver of the basketball ever. And poor little Karis LeVert was trying to guard him late in the game. Karis LeVert is giving up 3 inches, and I'm going to say 60 pounds to LeBron. And if we could see, this is 1:47 left. He just shoved him out of the way and just scored it off the glass, a little right-hand layup. And I'm thinking, he's got this. Like, they're not going to be able to stop him from closing because he will just attack and attack and attack. And if he has to, he'll go make 2 out of 4 free throws, and they're going to win this game. But then you know what happened with 9.1 seconds left. He drove on poor little Karis LeVert one more time and just ran over him and knocked him down. And I thought it was an offensive foul, and it would have taken LeBron off the hook if they had called the offensive foul. Look, he just shoves him back into the stanchion. But he spun, and with his left hand, he's right at the rim, right at the cup, and he left it a little wide left, and it spun out. He missed the bunny. I'm not even going to call it layup. It was a lay-in. He missed the bunny lay-in. And talk about Bad Bunny. That was a Bad Bunny right there, right? Remember when he was at the Bad Bunny concert? I got to tell you, that's just a flat-out choke job. I'm sorry. That's a choke job. I'm sorry. I don't care how great he is. Anybody who gets right to the rim and he's ambidextrous, he's just as good with his left as his right.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So no other great player in the history of the game has missed a layup.
I'm sure they have. But
okay,
you call him the GOAT. You say it's over. He's
so Michael Jordan has never missed a layup?
That's a GOAT. I'm sure he missed some but he's way better than LeBron at closing games.
No, not in the playoffs.
So then there was an out-of-bounds ball, and I thought it went out off Danny Green, off that miss.
It did not.
And they said it went off Dinwiddie.
It did.
I thought it was off Danny Green, but we could argue that all day. But it was irrelevant to the conclusion because now LeBron gets a chance at redemption.
Yes.
So they inbound to LeBron, and this time they put Wilson Chandler on him, who's a little bigger and stronger. He's 6'8" and, like 235-ish, so he can sort of bang with LeBron.
Right.
But to LeBron's credit, he just blows right by him left hand because LeBron's pass going to his left. He gets a big step. He gets into the lane. And again, this is the Michael Jordan moment. Michael's going to tear the rim down at this point because he's not going to pass the basketball. He's going to attack the basket, even though there is a 7-footer lurking underneath. And that's why.
So just one guy's in the lane.
Yep.
I just want to hear you say it. I want to hear because I got some footage now. I want to go on the record and say something.
Little Levert.
No.
Tiny little Levert's coming over, so it's sort of 1-on-2, but it's mainly going to be DeAndre.
Okay. Just remember that now. Just remember that.
Just go up and body bag him, LeBron.
Okay.
Body bag him.
Okay.
But you know why he didn't? He was 1 of 5 from the free throw line, and his last second thought was, I don't want to have to shoot 2 free throws to tie this game because you know and I know he's not going to make both of them. He's just not going to make both of them. So he kicks it out to Anthony Davis, who had been hot from the three-point line because he just made one that tied the game. Mm-hmm. At that point, he was 4 of 7. Mm-hmm. But let's put this in some perspective. Yep. He's a 34% shooter from 3. Is that great? No, it's not that great. And he's a pretty high volume. He's shot almost 200 this year. So that's a lot for a guy who's, what do we call him, 6'10"-ish or 6'11"? It's a lot of three-point shots. So of the 143 players who have taken at least 190 or more, he on that list, he's 115th of 143 in shooting percentage, 34%. So what are the odds of him making that shot? They're okay, but they're not great. They're not great because he's not a dead eye from 3.
Skip, you just told the people at home that he had just made the 3 to tie the game.
What have I always told you about Anthony Davis? I don't think he has the clutch gene either. He never showed it to me in New Orleans, where they were sub 500 over his 7 years there. And
so I'm
not sure he's the closer for this team either. I've told you that from the start. I've always said Kyle Kuzma is the closer, and I don't know if he's going to be the odd man out. We're going to talk about him a little later in the show because LeBron did significantly take him to the post-game interview room with LeBron to sit with him. And I think he's trying to make him feel like you are that guy because we need you to be that guy. And I saw Kuzma walking off the floor just sort of throwing up his hands and shrugging like, I think he wanted to take the last shot. I think he wanted to. But I got no problem with this because LeBron was cold from the free throw line, number 1, and Anthony had just made his 4th
But
out
you
of
do
7.
have a problem with it because you said he ran from it.
I'm just saying, if you're going to compare him to Jordan, because you always say he's better than Jordan, every day on the show you wear a goat mask saying he's the best player of all time. Yeah. Well, then you give me no choice but to compare him to Jordan. Listen, I covered Jordan. I know Michael Jordan. He is attacking the basket. There isn't even a second thought of kicking it clear to the wing to the three-point line to a 6'10".
So why does
not going to do it? He's going to attack it. You know it.
If you don't mind me asking, so in the finals, why would he kick the ball to Steve Kerr?
Because he set it up. Because they were going to double team. That wasn't an attack the basket play. They were just going to make him they were going to take the ball out of his hands.
Can I go now?
Did he have a step?
I just want to know. Can I go now?
Did he have a step?
Can I go?
Yes, he had a step.
Okay, can I go now?
Just tear it down. What do you always tell me? He body bagged Nurkic. Nurkic still isn't back. Am I right?
Can I go now?
Well, you could body bag.
Can I go now? Can I have?
You can try.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Anthony, let me get my piece. Let me get a little something right here. Because Skip Bayless told me there's only one guy in the lane for LeBron. Now, this is what Skip... No, you said one.
Well, he
one
got
guy.
He
Karis
LeVert's
one guy.
lurking.
Now, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to show you a different angle. And we're going to freeze it. And I want to see if y'all can see at home there's only one player. So I just want to know, how many is that, Jenny? I can't count too high.
Looks like 4.
How many are in his way?
Wow!
One!
Skip,
the
stop
big
that.
guy, body bag him.
Skip,
you
stop
got a
that.
head
Skip,
start.
stop that.
You're going
Skip, there's
downhill.
3 guys.
You're going downhill 100 miles.
Skip, there's 3 guys. Stop now.
Did he get a step?
Skip, stop.
Did he get a step on Wilson Chandler?
Did he get
a step?
Did he get a step
Yes.
on DeAndre Jordan?
No.
Okay, then.
Body bagging. He's standing flat-footed under the rim.
Stop.
Just
Stop.
cramming on him.
Skip, stop.
Facial him.
Skip, stop.
Posterize him.
Look, the man made the right play.
Okay.
And this is why I want the ball in LeBron's hand. Because
the reason I would always want the ball in Michael Jordan's hand is because he's an 84% career free throw shooter, and he's not going to be afraid to go and make the 2 to force overtime. That's the better basketball play.
So Michael Jordan would have never passed the ball.
Not like that.
Okay.
Not like that. To a 6'10" guy shooting a 3.
Michael Jordan's game back, within his first 5 games, he dropped 55 at the Garden on the New York Knicks. The final play, he had it going. He dropped 55. Skip Bayless. Now, I'm going to get the footage because we're going to run this topic back with Chris Broussard. And I'm going to show the world how Skip is doing a double standard here. Because Michael Jordan passed the ball to Real Purdue for the dunk for the game winner. Now,
I'm going to run a play back that won the NBA Finals. You want me to go get that one? You know what happened? Scottie Pippen, who's a really good three-point shooter, is standing on the wing wide open at Utah. This is for the championship. This is game 6.
Why did he drive it?
Yeah.
He had a step.
Yeah.
Why did he drive it?
Because he just pushed off a little bit and went right up at the free throw line because he's a better mid-range jump
Why didn't he
shooter.
drive it? He's such a great free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Drive the ball.
He had him dead right, and he swished it to win the game. He took the shot. Am I right?
Look, we can nitpick and say he should have did this. Now, this is what you do. Now, if Anthony Davis had hit that shot, Skip Bayless said Anthony Davis bailed out LeBron. LeBron goes, and they're going to say, well, they should have called a charge on the play before. Yes, you, Skip, I know you.
Well, if it goes in, it goes in. I don't have any argument.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You always don't get this right. If it happens, I can't argue
Yes, you
out of
did.
it.
So when it happened in Dallas, when he passed the ball to Danny Green, what did you say?
I thought he was going to.
No, I didn't know what you thought. What did you say?
I said it was the right play.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did.
What are you
No,
talking about?
You say LeBron.
Time out. I said it was the right play.
No, you didn't.
Because they needed 3 to tie. Am I right?
You said, LeBron, what are you going to do? Are you going to dunk it? You're dribbling the ball?
Wait, time out. You admitted you thought the same thing because everybody did.
No, I didn't, Skip.
He went up and under, and I'm saying, LeBron, what are you going to do? Dunk it and end the game? Down 1?
Skip.
Seriously.
They need a 3.
He made the perfect play. I said that.
Now he made the perfect play.
Wait a second. Okay. No, he made the only play you could make. How are you going to tie the game with a dunk when you're down 3?
But my point is...
Seriously. Well, don't put words in my mouth.
It's the perfect play now. That's not what you said that Monday.
I said it was the only play. Did you not think he was going to dunk it?
No, I did not think
he had a wide open dunk.
No, I knew he was trying to draw eyes towards him so he can get somebody for a 3-point shot.
All I told you was that Dwight Howard grabbed the jersey of Seth Curry. He actually grabbed and held his jersey so that Seth could not go to the corner to guard Danny Green. Am I right?
We have a very different recall of how that play played out, and your explanation of it come Monday.
Well, am I right?
But yeah, Skip, it was right. I'm saying he made the right play.
Well, he made the right play in Dallas because there's no other play.
That was the right play there.
I mean, the right play in Dallas was this to me. That's what I told you on Monday. I thought he would take one dribble and step back and shoot it himself.
Okay, then.
That's the right play.
See, now you said that was the right play for him to dribble the ball one step and shoot it. Now you're saying the play that he made.
You always compare him to Jordan. Do you think Jordan's going to drive up and under and kick it to the corner for a 3?
Yeah, he drove the ball and kicked it to Steve Kerr.
No, he's going to take one. Jordan's going to go straight up and shoot that shot.
Did he drive it? Did he kick it to Steve Kerr?
Okay, he told him in the huddle.
What difference does it make?
They're going to send 2 to me, and I'm going to get you a free throw jumper.
If you go,
a free throw line jumper.
If we can pull the video, go back and look in the huddle. AD and LeBron is talking. He knows DeAndre Jordan because DeAndre Jordan has Anthony Davis. If DeAndre Jordan's on Anthony Davis, is Anthony Davis that wide open, Skip? So what does that mean? He said, they're going to come to you. I'm going to kick it.
Do you like that shot?
Yes, I love it.
Really?
Yes.
And what's his percent from 3?
Skip it.
Help me out. No, I want to know.
So what was his percent?
Would you call him a deadly three-point shooter?
Let me ask you a question. What was his percent when he tied the game from 3?
Same.
Okay, then.
How many seconds were left?
See, now you go to second. Skip, you can't keep changing it.
There's a whole different dynamic when it's the last shot. Do or die.
Let me ask you a question.
Do or die. Some guys have it, some guys don't. You don't have a closer, and you know
you
didn't need a closer against the Bucks or the Clippers because they were not close games.
Let me ask you a question. Does the ball or the rim know the time on the clock? No.
So what's that mean?
My point is that he passed it to AD, he made the shot. Now, all of a sudden, AD gets wide open. There's no one within 10 feet of him. Wilson Chandler is running once he sees LeBron kicks the ball to AD. But AD has as good, as clean a look as that he's going to get in an NBA game.
Did he make it?
He missed the shot, Skip.
Okay.
Skip.
That's all I need to know.
Skip. You cannot base analysis on whether that, because you have hindsight, is a magnificent science because you know the outcome already. In that situation.
I know the outcome because I watched it. What
yes,
are you talking about?
That's my
If
point.
he makes it, then it was a good play, right?
So now it was a bad play because he missed it, but it's a good play if you make it. Skip, that's not how it works.
Okay, it is how it works because I'm telling you, Jordan would not have kicked that ball. Do you think he would have?
Yes.
Oh, stop it.
Absolutely.
You know it, and I
Absolutely.
know it. You dared to say LeBron was unlucky at the rim. Should he have made that shot? 100 times out of 100, you got to make that shot.
I believe
that's as bunny a shot as you're ever
believe guys that are 6'5" and 6" should make a dunk when they're but they miss. Things happen, Skip. But you make it seem like everything that's happened to LeBron has only happened to LeBron. Like Jordan or other great players, Magic, Bird, has never missed a layup. That's my only argument.
Who is better in the clutch closing games, Jordan or LeBron? Help me out. I want to just put you on the hot seat. I want you to declare Jordan or LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh, stop it.
Hold on.
You are such a blind witness.
Skip,
you are the leader of the blind
Skip,
witnesses.
you say the numbers. Look at the playoff numbers. The playoff numbers say LeBron is better. That's what the numbers say. You say you want numbers. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to go back to the eye test. So which is it? You want the eye test or the numbers? Because yesterday, you said the numbers said Kawhi played better. You didn't want the eye test. Now you don't want the numbers. You want the eye test. So which is it?
Did you think LeBron was clutch last night?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll leave you with your delusion.
First of all, Skip, of all the players, LeBron had the highest plus minus, the highest plus of anybody on the court.
No, he led his team in scoring, in rebounding, and in assists, right? Look down the list.
Yes.
He led in all three categories. He led the Lakers in all three.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he led the whole game. Didn't he lead all?
Everybody.
Okay.
In every category except blocks and steals.
But it came down to clutch gene. Do you have one or not? Because it's right there on a platter for you to win the game.
So AD missing the shot means LeBron isn't clutch.
Well, if LeBron had made the bunny shot, what would have happened? They would have won the game.
How do we know that?
It's going to go to overtime.
You thought they were going to win the game when LeBron made the layup. That's what you just said. Yes, you
didn't
did.
say that. I said he's going to attack like he should have closed it.
He made the layup.
Then he did what he should have done. He got right to the cup,
Oh, my goodness.
and he blew it.
Skip.
How many times have you seen him blow a late game? I've seen dozens. Dozens.
Skip.
You know it, and I know it.
He missed a shot.
It's okay.
But Skip, just because he missed the layup doesn't mean it was the wrong play. Just because AD missed the three-point shot doesn't mean it was the wrong play.
Okay. And I'm not going to condemn him for this, but I do believe his energy was much lower for this game than it was for the Friday night.
Did you not see him dive on the floor? He dove on the floor again, but his energy was low.
Could we see a couple of plays on defense featuring LeBron James that you tell me he's now a top 5 defender? First one was Joe. You told me that the other day. You said he's the best defender. Did you not?
No, I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You told me he's the best defender in basketball, ranked number 1. That's what you told me. Joe Harris goes right up in his face and scored a layup right in his grill. And I said, LeBron, what are you doing? You didn't even try to jump. And then he lets Taurean Prince just drive right by him. That was a blow-by.
Yeah, okay.
That's one of the... You told me he's the top defender. That's what you said last week. He's now number 1 defender in basketball,
No,
right?
Giannis is the number 1 defender in basketball.
But you told me he was.
But Skip, look, even Kawhi, even the best defenders have games in which guys make plays on them. That's okay. But what you're trying to do, that everything that goes wrong with the Lakers, you try to pin it on LeBron.
Is he not the best player on the planet? Is that what you tell me?
So everything...
Is he?
Yeah, Skip.
Okay, how high should the bar be set?
I'm glad you said
He got
that.
unlucky.
Hey, I'm glad you said that.
Got unlucky.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I heard what he said, the best player. So now when we get back to Tom Brady and these losses, I don't want to hear nothing about Bill Belichick because you said that loss to Miami was Bill Belichick.
It was strictly on...
Oh, now it's Bill Belichick. Oh, my goodness, Skip Bayless. I can't believe
What are you talking about? Bill Belichick's defense gave up an 80-yard drive to Fitzpatrick.
Did Bill Belichick's defense score a pick six?
Are you kidding me?
Did Bill Belichick's defense
Did Tom
score a pick
Brady
six?
not do what he always does and
pick
drive
six.
them to the leading touchdown?
Yep.
Fourth quarter, comeback drive.
Pick six.
Right? Yet
Pick
another
six.
one. Stop it.
Pick six.
Did he not overcome that?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. They lost.
Because of the defense.
Oh,
it was on a silver platter for them to close the deal. They were in position to have the 2 seed. They were going to get 2 weeks before they played one home playoff game to get to Baltimore. Right? Whew.
LeBron them lost.
Yeah.
They lost.
They did.
They didn't come out with the same energy. They turned the ball over.
Yeah.
But to say that, they lost this game because of LeBron.
Yeah. So I got one last quick bit of social commentary here that just really disturbed me because at the end of the game, I'm making a left turn here because we're all in hysteria right now over a virus that's spreading like wildfire.
Correct.
But as LeBron left the court after the game, he walks down the bench and there's a fan at the end of the bench who is allowed to reach out and hit him on the... I just don't like so the media is kicked out of every locker room, right? Yeah. And you don't guard him from that? That's no good. That's no good.
I don't think the little girl knew Skip.
Okay.
I mean, she's just a little girl. I mean, that's LeBron James.
No, it's the female fan.
Oh, you're talking about the female.
Tell exactly what's happening.
Well, she hits him on either the elbow or kind of the back.
I don't know. Did he? Because it's almost like he.
Okay, I don't like that. Again, maybe I'm overreacting, but in this moment that we're in right now, in this place and time, when they're trying to protect their stars from the media can't even go in the locker room, you're going to allow a fan to do that to him?
I gotta imagine they have a relationship. Like he knew her. It feels.
That's what I thought too.
In my opinion,
that's what I thought.
Do you?
No, but that's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, she touched him, and like LeBron didn't object to it.
Well, I'll go this far. If they had a relationship, I still don't love it.
Fair,
I just don't love it.
Well, it's better to be safe right now.
Right now?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
When they're taking precautions that go all the way to media can't come in the locker room?
Well, they talk about taking precautions about canceling games.
That's what I'm saying. But we're all the way to this, and yet it seems like if you're that committed to protecting your players, you need to have security people to sort of usher all the players through the fan. There's no more dapping. There's no more high-fiving.
Yeah,
there's
no more engaging in the fans.
There's no more. You can't risk a touch.
Gotta be safe.
Right?
No mercy.
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are still not agreeing on a few issues for a new long-term contract. According to Jane Slater, the guarantees in Dallas's proposed deal have gone up, but, quote, the sticking point still seems to be the years of that contract. Dak reportedly wants a 4-year deal, but Dallas wants to lock him down on a longer contract. And Slater also noted the deal would be worth more than Jared Goff's deal, which pays Goff $134 million over 4 years, which is something we've gone back and forth on. So, Shannon, is this enough to get it done?
I don't think we're quite there yet, Skip, now that we know that Dak wants to get another bite at the apple sooner rather than later. The Cowboys want something like 6 years. Dak wants 4 years. And Todd France and Dak are saying, okay, if you want to do something like this, we need a deal that's indicative to where the cap's going to be. The Cowboys want to do a deal for 6 years where the cap is. So we know this CBA, Skip, whether it's this year, 2020, or 2021, there's going to be a new CBA. Now, the new CBA, and there's going to be a new TV deal. Now, Dak understands that the cap has gone up 30% since I've been in the league. Now, if they get a new TV deal, Jenny, is the likelihood the cap's going to stay the same, or it's going to go up another 10, 15, 20%, 30% over the next 3 years? So Dak wants his pay to be reflective of that, because this is what we know, Skip. If Dak take this deal right now, the way it's constructed, in 2 years it's going to look like an eyesore, because the cap's going to be 230, 245, and quarterbacks are going to be getting $40, $45 million, and Dak's going to be 33, 34. Now, we keep hearing saying, it's more than Jared Goff in terms of years, in terms of money, or in terms of guarantee. That's easy. That's what the Cowboys keep leaking out. They keep leaking that, make Dak look greedy. Man, they offered him more than Jared Goff. Why don't he just take it? No. Tell me about the guarantees. Is the guarantees more than Goff? I don't think so. So, for me, Skip, I get Dak. Dak says, okay, if we're going to do $33 million and you're going to give me X to sign, I want a 4-year deal. But this is what's going to happen. He's going to probably have to give up some of that signing bonus, Skip, because you want the longer years to prorate the contract over. I don't know if they're going to be willing to give him $80 million on a $135, $140 million deal, Skip, for 4 years. I don't know if they're going to be able to they're going to be willing to go there. So he's probably going to have to compromise on some of the guarantees in order to get back to the market and get another bite of the apple ASAP.
Okay. So I remind you that, I don't know, over the last 2-3 months, you've often said he definitely deserves more than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The problem with that declarative statement is it's so complex to break down what the deal really means. And I apologize to our viewers if I get too complicated to where I just lose you on this, but trust me on this. The Jared Goff deal, the harder I look at it, the worse it gets. So I'm with you. He deserves way more than the intricacies of this deal. Because Jenny says, well, it's 4 years, 134. Yeah. That's right. That's what it gets printed,
it looks like
published.
Sure.
You know, that's what everybody says. Okay, as Mark Schlereth said yesterday, there's a lot of monopoly money in there, just phony baloney. Yeah. And it's hard to weed it out until you get to the number that I think is the crucial number in the deal, and it's guaranteed at signing.
Right.
It's what you're really going to be guaranteed. No matter injury, no matter performance, no matter what, you're going to get this money.
That's what's going to the direct deposit.
Okay? So Jared Goff at signing was guaranteed $57 million.
Okay.
Right now, that ranks 9th on the NFL list.
Yes.
That's not great.
No.
Trust me, it's not great.
Because he's one of the last ones to sign.
Okay. Now, his annual 33.5 is tied for 3rd in average.
Yeah.
So I'll give you, that's pretty
it looks good.
Okay?
It does.
Because that's what they print, Skip.
But it spins good, too.
Right.
Because you just got 1 year of 33.5. You got that.
Right.
But we're talking about the duration of the deal.
Correct.
And it's only 4 years, and I know Jerry, he's going to want 6, 7 years. He's going to want to extend it so that he can prorate the bonus.
Right.
But the point is, only $57 million of that is guaranteed. So 134, and everybody says 107 guaranteed. No, wrong. Those are partial guarantees.
Right.
That you.
If you're on the roster at the turn of the league.
It's all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's injury,
Yep.
it's your skill level. Does your performance decline?
Thank
Because
you.
there's some disclaimers in there where they can get out from under.
Absolutely.
Or injury.
Right.
They can get out. But that's 107 is partially guaranteed, but only 57 is fully guaranteed at signing.
Right.
Trust me, not great. Matt Ryan at signing got 94.5 guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Kirk Cousins at signing, it was done deal, 84 million. And if I can go to a receiver, Julio at signing.
Got 66.
64.
Right? 64.
But it's all guaranteed.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Every penny of it is 64 million is guaranteed. So remember, Jared Goff is 57 guaranteed. A receiver named Julio Jones,
Which is unheard of.
Really good, but he got way more. He got almost 10 million more guaranteed than Jared Goff got? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, no good.
Right.
So you keep going down the list. Aaron Rodgers, way more. Russell Wilson, way more. Wentz got 66.5 to 57.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And Wentz signed before Goff.
Okay, so help me out. I'm looking at Jared Goff's deal, and I'm with you on this. Jerry can't get away with saying, oh, we offered him more. Well, that's pretty easy because this is not a great deal.
But see, as you broke it down, and you and I get an opportunity to look at the intricacies of it, to the casual fan, Skip, all they see is more than Jared Goff.
Okay.
Well, Jared Goff got 4 years, 134. But what they didn't mention, Skip, is that they also picked up his option. So his option was fifth year for $22 million.
Okay.
So when you get down to it, it's like, that's a horrible deal.
Yeah, I'd say.
Dak is looking at a deal kind of like what Russell...
By the way, is Jared Goff a great quarterback? I don't think he's a great quarterback.
Right.
Right now, you would say, okay, well, maybe that was about what he was worth.
I think Dak is looking at the money like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if he's going to get Matt Ryan, Skip. That's unheard of. But Matthew Stafford got a big signing bonus also. But I'm looking at...
Matthew Stafford got 60 guaranteed at signing.
What, 2 years ago, right?
So there's $3 million more than
2 years
Goff
ago.
got. Yeah.
And that's so I'm thinking, and Dak is looking at like, hold on, I'm coming 2-3 years after these guys, and you want me to take a comparable deal?
Yep.
He's looking at, I think Russell Wilson got $70 million, Aaron Rodgers got like 77, correct?
79.7.
79.7,
Yep.
and Russell got 70. So
this is guaranteed at signing.
Right.
This is what you're going to take to the bank.
I believe that's what, and I said, Skip, I believe that's what Dak is looking for. All that other stuff about Jared Goff and yada, 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 he doesn't want Jared Goff signing bonus. He don't want Jared Goff.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dak and his agents, they're looking for 100 guaranteed at signing.
Skip, because like I said, I believe they're trying to get a deal that's going to be indicative of the cap and where it's going to be, not where it is. And Jerry says, well, the cap is what it is right now. Not what, I don't want to give you money on, but Todd France, Dak, even Jared knows the cap is going upwards. But Skip, Jerry's a businessman. He's trying to, let me get you for 6 years. I can prorate this because this is what we know. Dak says, I'm willing to bet on myself and take a short-term deal. The Cowboys says, okay, we kind of like that. But if Dak is what you says he is, he wins a Super Bowl, and within the first 2 years, Skip, they're going to have to see him. And they're going to have to see him to the tune of about 42, 43, 44. If I got you for 6 years, Skip, I'm good. I ain't even got to talk to you for the first 4 years, no matter how many Super Bowls you win.
Can you guarantee Jerry he's going to win a Super Bowl for Jerry?
Well, see, here's the thing. Dak said, you said you never had a problem catching a cramp in your hand, writing a check. He said, I'm going to go and win this Super Bowl, so it shouldn't be a problem for me to do this 4-year deal so I can get back to the table so you can write an even bigger check than what you're writing right now. No, I ain't going to guarantee you no Super Bowl. I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? So have you come in here and gloat in my face all the time.
Would I ever?
Yeah, I know you would. See, look at that. Look at that.
It'd be over, man.
Yeah, it'd be over.
You might have to take a long vacation.
Yeah, that can't happen. That can't happen, Skip Bayless.
I'd like to see it. I'll be
Then all of a sudden you start coming here with a cowboy helmet, goat mask on.
Yeah, I wouldn't put a
Dak's the goat?
No, you don't want to mess up your hair. You wouldn't wear the helmet, but you would wear a cap.
I'm not messing this hair.
Yeah, I know you, but you would wear a cap.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
I might. So, what do we think is going to happen here?
Franchise tag.
I think we're headed for a tag.
Really?
And the days are, we're down to like counting the minutes toward this deadline.
Skip, you know where Jerry messed up at? He might have could have convinced Dak to give him a hometown discount had he made those offensive linemen take a hometown discount. Had DeMarcus Lawrence. Because, Skip, you paid those. Now, Skip Bayless tells me all the time that the quarterback is the most important, the most valuable player on a team.
Well, you know that.
Okay, I do.
Yeah.
And now, you've given Ty Smith, you've given Travis Frederick, you've given Zach Martin, and Lyle Collins. Skip, you've given 4 guys top dollar.
Yeah.
You played DeMarcus Lawrence, top dollar.
It's not quarterback money, but it's top dollar at their position.
And what you've done, you say, well, you know what? Maybe we paid a little bit too much. Hey, Dak, can we make it up on you by giving you less than what you worth?
Yep.
Dak said, no. Because Todd France knows not only is he Dak's representative, but there are guys that's going to be coming out in 2021, 22, 23 that he's going to want to represent. So if they find out that you're giving hometown deals, guess what, Skip? I'm going to go to the guy that is not going to give hometown deals.
Okay, I got it. So there's one other potential free agent, and he plays receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, and his name is Amari Cooper. And I had some issues with him on the road last year, but he's still extremely valuable to Dak Prescott. So I believe if they're going to tag Dak, that they will pull out the stops. They will go all in to try to get Amari signed ahead of this deadline.
Yes,
okay?
Skip. You cannot let Amari, Skip, let me tell you something. You cannot let Amari Cooper get to the market.
Okay. So,
because somebody will pay him $21 million a year, and they'll give him Julio Jones money to sign, and the Cowboys won't be able to match it.
Okay, so what is the watershed benchmark right now for receivers? Well, it's really Michael Thomas is what we hear, right?
Yes.
So this morning I looked really hard at this Michael Thomas deal because you'd say that's what they're shooting, that's what Amari and his reps are shooting at. Michael Thomas's deal is sort of like Jared Goff's. It's got a lot of phony baloney in it.
Really?
He got 5 years, 96.3. Sounds good until you look at guaranteed at signing. It's only 35.6 guaranteed at signing. So think about it. Julio got 66 guaranteed at signing. He got 35.6. He got 30 million less guarantees in this contract. Now, the average looks good, 19.3. That sounds pretty great,
see, Skip,
right?
That's what you sell.
Okay.
For me, I'm like, Julio, give me my money up front. Y'all can spend it however you want to. You can say I'll make $5 a year.
Yep.
But I got 66 of your money, and I know I'm going to get at least 3 years out of this deal.
So I told you, Jared Goff is really low at 57 guaranteed at signing. 35.6 for the best receiver in football. That's what we all believe. Michael Thomas.
But here's
he
the
was
thing.
the offensive player of the year.
But if Coop hits the market, somebody's going to give him Julio-type money. They're going to overpay, Skip. They always overpay in free agency. Because how else am I going to get? He says, I love Dallas. I have a quarterback. How else can I get you to leave somewhere that you've been coupled? Skip, you're not going to leave one job to go to another job to take the same amount of money.
Okay, but they can sell Amari. We're giving you a better deal than Michael Thomas got, and he might take that.
And that team.
What did he say last week? A couple of days ago, 3 days ago.
Okay, you give him a deal.
He said, I want to be a Cowboy for life.
Let's just say, for the sake of argument, who needs a receiver? And they says, you know what? We got Julio Jones signing money for you right now. Yep. What you think he doing, Skip? Skip ain't nobody turning out to $60 million, Skip.
I think they'll get him done first, and then it'll
Well, they
be
got
an
to.
easy, obvious tag for Dak.
You got-
And again, I don't love the tag, I told you, but I'm afraid that's where we're headed.
Yeah, oh yeah, we hated it.
Feels very deflating that after all this, all the months of talking about Dak,
Yep.
we're heading towards a tag.
Yep.
Just feels like that should
I
be the
agree.
solution. But the guarantees,
Yep.
until I sat down with you guys, I really had to put it in perspective how much that matters.
No mercy.
Kobe Bryant has received a lot of love from LeBron and other sports icons since he tragically died in a helicopter crash back in January. But in an interview with Complex, Stephon Marbury criticized LeBron for saying he's going to carry out Kobe's legacy, adding that Kobe's legacy is already established and that LeBron doesn't need to continue it because he is not a, quote, real Laker. Some strong words. Shannon, does Marbury have a point?
Hell no. Here's another guy trying to take a shot at LeBron from a distance. And I think when people say, you hear LeBron says he wants to carry on his legacy, obviously he's not. Skip, he's talking about championships for the Lakers organization. I just want to know one thing, Stephon Marbury. Is Kevin Garnett a real Celtic? So I get, Skip, Kobe was traded there on draft day from Charlotte, and he spent 20 years in that organization. Is Kareem a real Laker? Because he was drafted by the Bucks. So how are we doing this, Skip?
He won a bunch of championships.
And that's the legacy I believe LeBron is talking about. Skip, he's not talking about what Kobe did off. I don't know if LeBron want to open up a school, a skills challenger academy or something like that. I believe it involves championship. The Lakers and their great players win championship, with the exception of Elgin. All the other great Laker players, Skip, won championships. From Will to Jerry West, he only won one. But Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, now LeBron. He knows Kobe's legacy was a continuation of Magic's legacy and Kareem's legacy. James, and that legacy, I believe that's what LeBron is talking about. But everybody want to take a shot. Well, you ain't even know Kobe. Let's stop this. Skip, I understand that Kobe's death impacted people in a lot of different ways. But it's kind of like, when my grandmother passed, Skip, people, in our hometown, they knew my grandmother, they loved her. She was a great person. But it didn't affect them more than it affected me because I'm family. Well, clearly, it's not going to affect, LeBron is now family. He's on the Lakers organization. Now, I don't know if it would have had the same impact, Skip, had he been in Cleveland, had he been in Miami. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't. I don't want to speculate. But I do know being in that organization, that is a family-owned business, and know what Kobe meant to that organization, you have no choice. But for you to say, well, yes, LeBron has his legacy, Kobe has his. I just believe what LeBron is talking about is continuing Kobe's legacy, is winning championship. That's what, because Kobe said, they got enough. The expectation is championship. That's what LeBron is talking about, continuing. But Stephon Marbury is another guy that wants to take a shot from a distance. He's not a real Laker. What does that mean? There are a lot of guys, Skip, that didn't start their career in certain places. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. But there's another guy, Stephon Marbury. Bro, stay over there. Mind your business. You had your opportunity. You got greedy, thought you was better than Kevin Garnett, and you went side with the Timberwolves, and you bounce around. I tell you what. I tell you, people might not like LeBron, but I can tell you for certain there are a lot of people more people that didn't like that guy.
I'll buy that. He can be blunt-spoken. He can
Sure.
be unfiltered. He can just lay it on the line, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Fair.
I still think there was some truth to what he was saying. And I'm going to start with another statement he made about so many people are saying so many great things about Kobe, and they hated Kobe. Well, I don't know if they hated him, but they didn't like him. Right? It always happens when somebody of that magnitude passes. Everybody's going to say great things. That's just what humans do. When another great,
if you have decency.
If you have decency and sensitivity at all. So did a lot of people who spoke up and out about Kobe, did they have some issues? Had they criticized him? Sure, they did. Is there some hypocrisy going on there? There's a little bit,
I don't know if they hated Skip. They hated the way he treated them.
Yes.
The Smush Parkers of the world, and maybe the Dwight Howards of the world. And even Dwight has been outspoken in his praise, considering they butted head, and one of the reasons he left was because of Kobe.
Okay. So now let's get back to 2 days after Kobe passed, LeBron posted, remember, the Instagram. And let's remind everybody of what he said. He called her niece Gigi, and then he said, "I love you, big bro." about Kobe. He's really speaking to Kobe.
Right.
I promise y'all continue your legacy, man. It's my responsibility to put this, you know what, on my back and keep it going. Please give me the strength from the heavens above and watch over me. A little melodramatic, but remember, it was 2 days after he passed.
Right.
And I do believe it hit LeBron like tons of bricks.
Because, Skip, remember, he had just broken Kobe's scoring record
and he
in
just
Philly.
Heard from him after the game. And
that Saturday, well, I guess...
Make a case that he was the last person outside the immediate family to speak. I don't know that for a fact, but it could have been.
Correct.
Were they close? They were not close. No. Had they gotten closer as he approached the... Yes, they had. Because I think Kobe had gone out of his way to open the door to LeBron.
Kobe had green-lighted Laker Nation.
He did.
Say, you know what, it's okay to embrace this guy now.
It was the last great thing Kobe did. It was great that he did that.
Read what you said, Skip. Reread what you said about his legacy. He's going to continue.
I promise you I'll continue your legacy. It's my responsibility to put this, you know what, on my back and keep it going.
What's keep going? Lakers is his responsibility to get them back. Because remember, Skip, they're going to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. That's not the Lakers. Kobe's legacy is about championships. That's what Kobe's legacy is. LeBron says, now it's my job to put that on my back and to make sure this thing continues.
Okay, back to the idea of you're not no real Laker is how he said it. Okay, you know and I know how Laker Nation is at its heart.
Right.
Until you actually win them a championship, you're not a made man. Right. You're not knighted. You're not blessed, right?
Yes.
You're not that guy yet.
True.
Do they have a chance? Sure, they have a chance this year. Yes. And if they do, he'll be a real Laker.
Yes.
Because I think it only takes just one. That's
it.
I could be wrong. Maybe they'll say win is 3 or 4. But one, to me, would do it, especially with LeBron in year 17. They would say, that's greatness.
Right.
That's all-time greatness. We bless you. You are now one of us.
Yeah, think about it. Wilt spent the majority of his years as a Warrior, in Philly. He thought of it as a Laker because he won that title.
Yep, I agree.
You win that, it's over.
Okay, so you ask, Kevin Garnett, is he a real Celtic? You can go. He did win them a championship, so they finally said, okay, we will adopt you.
Yeah,
you weren't drafted by us, but we will adopt you as one of our own.
But think about it. When you think Celtics, you think Bird, you think Kuzma, you think Russell, you think Sam Jones, you think Casey Jones, you think Tom Hines and Skip. That's what I mean. But KG, like you said, he won a title. They embraced him. But it's not for Stephon Marbury to decide who or who isn't a real of that.
Yeah, but obviously, Kevin didn't go through a situation where a great player had passed.
Right.
And then he was saying, I'll carry on your legacy, right?
Right.
Okay, so that was this context of this situation. So I get where he's going with this, and I think he's trying to just poke a hole in some of the hypocrisy of so many people just leaped on board.
Right.
It's what people do.
But a lot of people,
how we're built.
There's a lot of people that had abuse, that said great things about Kobe when he was alive, and the moment he passed, they wanted to dredge up Eagle, Colorado.
Oh, that's true. That's another way you could look at it.
So now all of a sudden, that's just the way it is.
Okay.
But for this man that says, you know what, I understand what your legacy is here. Because, Skip, look, like I said, I was a Kobe fan. I ain't know Kobe was like this until I got to L.A. This is on another level.
I agree. I didn't realize.
This is on another level what Kobe is.
I'll buy that.
I had no idea.
When you was like, well, who and I always thought Magic or Kareem was, but come fans, the way the fans look at it, ain't no Laker greater than Kobe Bryant. Zero. If you combine Magic and Kobe and Kareem together, they don't equal the fanfare that Kobe made. This is beyond anything.
That is true. And then it was all heightened by the fact, so tragic.
Yes.
He and his daughter, who is on her way to becoming the female Kobe, they both are lost at the same time.
Yes.
Now you've got magnitude.
Right, yes.
Right?
Yes.
That just reverberated, and we're still, I just got chills when I just said it, right?
Yeah.
It's still happening, right?
It's emotional.
So is it too early for Stephon to even try to make this point? We're just on the edge of it being too early, right?
I just don't know where he was trying to go with this. What's he trying to... Even, Skip, look, my grandma used to say, boy, there's a little truth even in a lie. Yeah. So it's got to be some truth.
I don't think he's lying, but he's just speaking real. Is it too early to speak real? That's his view.
His real.
Yeah, that's his real. I would agree with that.
If you don't have something nice to say, maybe not.
But but for
That's
me,
what my grandma
what
would've
did he?
That's what my mom always said.
Right?
What did he hope
I
to?
defied it every second.
Skip, what does Stephon Marbury hope to gain for this?
That's what I mean. What's the point?
What's his end game?
Truth, if you want to be real about it, he's out of sight, out of mind.
Well, he's
Little
on our
attention.
show.
We're talking about
Yeah.
him.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you got
It's a
that.
valid
You
point.
accomplished that. Okay.
Yeah.
No mercy.
So every day seems to bring a new report about Tom Brady and free agency watch. And next week, the greatest quarterback of all time's contract with the Patriots is up, and his agents can begin negotiations with other teams at noon Eastern on March 16th. Some believe he'll stay in New England, but everything comes down to that 2-day legal tampering window, which is complicated, to say the least. I don't even know how you get all the calls in that amount of time. But Shannon, what team is the best fit for Brady?
For me, Skip, and I've been clear about this, and I know it's not the great place maybe to have his kids to be in school there, or maybe even Giselle. But I believe it's the Indianapolis Colts. And I know Tennessee, there are other viable options. But the Colts have the best offensive line. You're playing indoors. You have T.Y. Hilton. You drafted Paris Campbell last year. And you got $86 million in cap space. Guess what you could do, Skip? You could make a real big play for Amari Cooper.
You could.
Now, they got a deep with $86 million.
Yeah.
Now you can go in the free agent market. Hey, Jadeveon Clowney, Byron Jones. You can make a play, and you can make it real appealing for Tom Brady. The question, Skip, look, because it's as simple as this. This is a race between a 43-year-old quarterback at the start of the season. Coach Belichick's birthday is next month, 6th day. This is a race to the Lombardi finish line between a 68-year-old head coach and a 43-year-old quarterback. If they go separate ways, Skip, which one's going to cross the finish line first? Because that's what
The coach on longevity's got a big advantage.
he does have a big advantage.
Yeah.
So this is what this is about. This is not about going to it. And if I'm Tom, I'm looking at it purely as a business decision. I'm telling my wife, I'm like, babe, we're gonna have to bite the bullet because we might have to go somewhere that's not LA, that's not New York, that's not Chicago or any one of these glam places.
Yep.
We're just gonna have to suck it up for a year or two because this is what I'm trying to do. This is my ultimate, and I promise you, after 2 years, I'm gone. We out. But I got to get this thing before you know who, and you know who is. So for me, Skip, Tennessee is a very viable option. He knows Vrabel. They played together. It seems they still seem to be pretty good friends. But the Indianapolis Colts with that offensive line and that cap space and those two receivers.
Yep. I cannot argue with any point you just made, except there's the Peyton issue.
Yeah.
It's literally the house that Peyton built. Does Tom Brady want to finish in the house that Peyton built? In the shadow of the legacy of Peyton Manning? I don't know. Does Tom really care about that? He might not even, he might just shrug at that. Like, I don't care. I'm Tom freaking Brady.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you could be right about that because everything works for me except Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Tom and Giselle.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one. And I like Indy. I do.
I do too.
Covered a lot of Indy 500s.
though.
Covered a lot of college basketball there. It's different.
Good old food. I go to Country Kitchen
I
every
love
chance I get.
I love the Midwest.
Well, next time you go there, go to Country Kitchen. Soul food.
Thank
Get
you.
you.
I'll finish just fine.
Really?
Thank you.
I'm still stuck with the fairy tale. To me, if we're just doing fairy tale fit, and maybe it's completely unrealistic, it's the 49ers.
49ers.
Well, it's just because...
I thought you was going to say your team.
No, seriously, it's his team. It's not about my team, it's his team.
Yeah, you're right.
It's literally the team he grew up rooting for because he lived 15 minutes down the 101 freeway from Candlestick Park, and he was there the day Dwight Clark went up into the fog and snatched it over Everson Walls and beat my Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And that was
really the end of your Cowboys.
It was the beginning of the end of my dynasty and the launch of Bill Walsh's dynasty.
Correct.
That throw.
Yep.
Even though I'm pretty sure Joe Montana was trying to throw it
Out
in
of
the
bounds.
third row.
He
right?
was.
I believe
Yep.
he was. But Tom was he 5, I think, at that point? He was in like the 5th row watching this. So that team obviously was a couple of throws away in the 4th quarter of winning a Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
And Jimmy G went 3 for 11 in the 4th quarter with 1 interception and just a couple of throws, just a couple of big moment throws that I believe Brady could have made that Garoppolo was not either ready to or capable of making.
Okay.
That would have put them over the top. And I think they know that. Are they willing to pull the plug on Jimmy G and possibly allow him to return to New England. Now, that's fairy tale to me because you'd have Brady versus Garoppolo on opposite sides of the country, right?
So you've given up on the Chargers and the Raiders.
No, I'm saying the best fit for him in his head, it would be that one.
Okay.
How could you get to finish with your childhood dream team, right? And 2 years of that, but they would have to cut bait with Jimmy G.
So you're looking at it like because Peyton has only been retired, I think Peyton is eligible for the Hall of Fame this year.
Yep.
So you're saying because Peyton has just recently retired is different than Peyton going to Denver and the house that Elway built?
You know, I don't know, because he just sucked it up and went in there.
Right.
It looked like he was on his last legs, so it almost looked like they were the one team that would say, we'll take a chance.
Right. Like I said, he only talked to 4 teams. He talked to the Broncos, obviously, he signed with them. He talked to the Cardinals. He talked to Tennessee. He talked to the 49ers.
He did.
Now, the question is, Skip, how much control does Tom Brady want to have? When I say they turned everything, Peyton ran the meetings. Peyton ran the walkthroughs. Peyton ran practice.
Well, all the reports are he wants pretty much total control.
Okay, well,
that he even like to have a say in personnel moves.
Because here's the thing, Skip. Now, you know he had none of that. Coach Belichick ran everything. No. Well, Peyton has always had that. So it'd be different now. He say he wants some control, but how much control do you want considering that you've really never had that?
That is interesting.
Because Peyton has always had that.
Yep, true.
So the morning meetings, 18...
He shouldn't have the control if it's worked for him not to.
Right.
Yep. So the most obvious fit to me on just pure obvious is the Chargers here in L.A. just because they're moving into SoFi Stadium. They need Tom Brady. And your coach is a good man.
Yeah.
Anthony Lynn, who you played with.
I played with.
At Denver.
Yep. Went to Super Bowls with him.
I like them. I don't love their talent. I can make a case Indy's more talented. Like across the board, more talented. But they're still pretty good. You could say they're kind of on the verge. You could put them over the top. Going into that stadium, and they could live in L.A., where they've had a home before. I don't think they own one now.
No, they sold it.
I think they had one in Brentwood.
They did.
Okay, which brings me to one final team that everybody keeps including in all of their speculation, and that is out of nowhere, the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Tampa
I don't know
Bay
where that came
Buccaneers. But everybody is now saying, well, that's the most obvious. Well, that's the one team that would get down on hands and knees and say, please, Tom, come save us, right?
Yes.
I mean, I love Bruce.
So do I.
Bruce is a great, he knows offense. The receiving core. So, I mean, do you believe that, the question, Skip, it comes down to this. Are you a quarterback away? These teams that Peyton went to, the visited that talked to him, they believe they were a quarterback away. Are the Buccaneers a quarterback away? Are the Chargers a quarterback away? Are the Raiders a quarterback away? Now, you believe the 49ers are a quarterback away.
Definitely. That quarterback away.
So I believe with the talent that they have, Indy they're close. Now you get 8 games in a dome. You get the Texans in the dome. You get Jacksonville.
I'll buy all that.
So you're basically getting one. In your division, you get one bad weather game, and if you get Tennessee early enough, you might get all good weather games. You might get 8, 11, 12 good weather games.
Do you think he would prefer to be in the NFC so he could face Belichick in a potential Super Bowl or face him in an AFC championship?
He want to keep him from going.
Yeah, maybe.
Keep him from
going.
I want to keep you from going.
All right.
So that way I got to worry about you at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I got you. Back to the Buccaneers.
Okay.
What do I see here? I see 2 receivers who made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they good.
Chris Godwin's really good. Now, he doesn't get a lot of shine. He doesn't get a lot of national attention, but he's a Pro Bowl receiver.
Yes.
Mike Evans is really good. He does get national shine. So you got a 1-2 punch, both Pro Bowlers. Rashad Perriman was the 3rd receiver. He caught a lot of balls. O.J. Howard is a stud, man.
Yeah, and they got Brady. So they got 2 tight ends.
Cameron Brate. They got 2 tight ends who caught some touchdown passes.
Yes.
I don't love their running game. It ranked 24th in rushing. Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber, not great.
No.
So I think New England had a better run game than they had.
Hey, well, you need a running back? Okay, we go get Derrick Henry.
Okay, well, could they?
Hey.
All right, maybe.
That changes things.
All right, then defensively, they were 15th in yards allowed. They were 29th in points allowed. But I think you brought up this point. The last 6 games of the year, very quietly, they just sort of gelled and took off on defense. They did. And all of a sudden, they were 5th in yards allowed, and they were number 1 in sacks over the last 6 games. They went 4-2 to close the season.
Well, Skip, when your quarterback has 30 picks, it's hard to be number 1 in points allowed because he's putting you in harm's way.
Always harm's way. I totally agree. But listen, Shaq Barrett, he did lead the league in sacks.
Yep, 19 and a half.
And Levante David led them in tackles, but he was ranked, the Pro Football Focus had him the third best linebacker. He's a stud to me. Every time I watch him, I say, that guy can play.
And the guy, the rookie that they got out of LSU, he's a thumper.
He's a thumper. Are there some pieces there?
Yeah. But are you a quarterback away, Skip?
Probably not.
Because that's, I mean, at the end of the day, Skip, that's what the Broncos felt they were a quarterback away.
Yep.
They said if Tebow can take us to the playoffs and win a playoff game with the talent that we have.
That's what they sold Peyton on.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's,
it works.
at the end of the day, I'm going to talk to Peyton, like, Peyton, when you made your decision, what was some of the factors that went into making your decision? Because, Skip, it's got to be a quarterback away. He doesn't have time to rebuild. If he was 33, I would say, and he wanted to do this deal, okay, fine. You got 3, 4, 5 years. You can build. You could always say, we're going to get this, and this over the next 2 years. But he doesn't have that kind of time.
I'd love to listen in on that conversation.
Yep.
Tom Brady asking Peyton for advice. Where do you think I should go? I don't know.
You know what? I believe he either already has or will.
Yeah.
No mercy.
After big wins over the Bucks and Clippers, the Lakers fell at home to the Nets last night, 104-102. LeBron finished an assist shy of a triple-double despite being listed with a sore groin coming into this one. But the King came just short of laying in what would have been a game-tying shot. And then Anthony Davis missed a three at the buzzer that would have won it. We're now joined by Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Good to have you, Chris. I'm going to warn you, we had a lot of opinions on this earlier. So I'm curious your opinion here. What do you think? What do you make of LeBron's missed shot and the decision to pass it out on the final play?
I know Skip Bayless is a praying man. And I know he thinks this is a gift from above. After that weekend tour de force by LeBron James, Skip just looks happier today.
He was there.
Right, than he did the last couple days.
I almost wore my MJ mask.
No, I mean, look, obviously you got to hit the layup. And I think that's just a fluke miss. I mean, he missed it. He got to hit that. But that is not pressure. That is not thinking too much. That was just a missed layup. I love the move.
9 seconds left.
Yeah.
In a 2-point game.
No, I mean, he missed it. He blew it. I mean, but I'm not going to sit here and say he crumbled under the pressure. It wasn't anything like that. It was a powerful move. I love the move. I'd much rather that than a long three or a long two even.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so I like the move. So I have I mean, he just missed. I wouldn't expect that to happen very often. As far as the pass off, great play. Great play, okay? He drives to the lane. He draws 4 defenders. AD, who had just hit 2 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes, is wide open. I mean...
He'll never get more open.
He'll never be more open than that. And he missed the shot, and it's just simple as that. And here's the other thing, Skip, that people have to realize, especially those that are going to say LeBron didn't want the shot, the moment was too big. He doesn't have the pull-up, short or mid-range jump shot in his game. Now, he can dribble into a long 3 or a long 2 even. But he doesn't have that 2-3 hard dribbles, stop on a dime, pull up for the J. Right. And that is a weakness. I think that and the free throw shooting are his 2 biggest weaknesses. That's where Jordan would always have an advantage because Jordan had that in his game. And honestly, even now, Kawhi, that's an advantage he has over LeBron late in games because that's obviously a go-to move that you can get is a couple dribbles and stop on the dime.
Kobe had that.
Right. That's just, I mean, so look, people, like even, people are saying LeBron should have pulled up and taken the shot. When have we ever, at any point in the game, seen him do that? That's just not a part of his game. So typically, even if you go back historically, at the end of games, LeBron's either always going to the hole, all the way to the hole, or it's like a long
driving
jump
kick.
shot. Or driving kick, but if he shoots it, like a long J. So that's just not, unfortunately, and you can argue he should have been working on that, but that's not a part of his game. That's why I was so excited to see the back down, post up, turn around, fadeaway, because that's kind of a go-to move. But bottom line is he set AD up on a platter to win the game, and he missed it. So I I got no problem whatsoever.
I got no problem. I agree with you. It seemed like the ball came out. The ball came out.
I've never heard such.
Whatever, Skip Bayless.
I'm like,
it's not your turn. It's not your turn.
Fall over backwards.
It's my turn.
What I'm hearing.
It's my turn now. I'm talking. The ball came. It seemed like the ball came out the heel, the back of his hand. So it didn't come out to like the fingertips, and he kind of like
With
he
the
lost.
layup?
Yeah. It kind of like it came out the back, and he kind of lost control of it, and it spun out. He got buried. He got buried.
I mean, he just missed a shot.
He just missed. It was unlucky. It was unlucky. That's what you said.
But I believe that was the right play. He drove the ball. He got a very unfortunate bounce, and the ball lipped out. The final play, I got no qualms, no beef, no nothing, because it was the right play. You look at this. Look at this right here. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of angles. Look at this. That's 1, 2, 3. Now, DeAndre Jordan, his man is AD. Now, Skip Bayless said that was the wrong move. Now, I remember in 19...
No, I didn't say it was the wrong move for him. I didn't say it was the wrong move for LeBron.
Hey, Avid.
That's who LeBron is.
Can you drop that other video? I requested some video. Yeah, I requested some video. Chris, I want you to see this, because I know you'll remember this with Chris Broussard. Because Chris been coming in the NBA for 25 years. Now, this happened in 1994, so the footage might be not as a 1080p like we shoot it today. Now, look at this. Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
That was pretty.
Wow, he passed off.
Hold on. It's not your turn.
That's the double nip.
Dare to show a
hold on, Skip.
Skip.
Hold on. It's my turn now. It's my turn.
I want to hear this.
Now, this is the game. Michael Jordan has 55 points.
Yep.
At the time, it was a visitor record for the Garden. Now, this is what Michael Jordan said after the game. Abby, can you put that up? Because I want the people at home. Look at what he said. He said, my first notion was to score. I was able to still maintain my focus, get the ball over to the open man, and that was Bill Weddington. I would be lying if I said I was going to pass the ball. I was going to make them stop me, but I was able to get the ball to the open man. LeBron James, 4 guys in the lane. He passed the ball to the open man. He missed the shot. Okay, I'm trying to find out. Okay, we can't do it because he missed the shot. It was the wrong play. Because Jordan made the shot, it was the right play. That's all. That's my only point.
Skip, I honestly...
Great comedy.
I honestly could see...
Are you here all week?
All week.
If LeBron had 55 points in this game, I honestly could see you saying, Michael Jordan he's got 55. He never would have passed that off. I could see it. It was the right play. It was a great play.
It's like basic X's and O's.
It's basketball.
Draw the defender. I mean,
right. Especially in today's game. Especially in today's game.
Okay, now for some reality of what happened last night. And I want to remind everybody, this man wears goat masks for LeBron James. But he didn't wear one today, and I don't know why. He cooked up nothing but a bunch of bologna over there. You were cooking bologna.
You was there on Friday after we get through with the Rockets.
Okay.
First of all, LeBron James has a fatal flaw late in games. He just doesn't trust himself at the late game free throw line. I can give you stats upon stats. He's a poor late game free throw shooter. And after he found some bizarre new frozen one free throw routine against Milwaukee and then against the Clippers, and it really worked because he made 12 of 15, 12 of 14. That's 24 of 29. That's 83%. That's almost Jordan territory because Jordan was an 84% career free throw shooter. And this go into comatose state for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. It was actually working, but I told you yesterday, it will not last. It's too long to start thinking about, how did I do that? What am I doing? You can't overthink it. You need momentum into the routine. You need 1, 2, 3 dribbles, or maybe just one dribble and shoot it. You need rhythm in the shot, and you're taking all the rhythm out of the shot.
Rhythm is that I get the ball and I...
I'm going to meditate for a while.
Yep.
Where am I? I forget where I am. I don't know where I am. Shoot it, LeBron! Just shoot it!
The Calm.
Right.
I wonder if that, he's doing the Calm app or whatever it is.
I don't know. Maybe
that meditation.
I
do that too.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
Helps you a lot.
So, right on cue last night, he misses his first 4 free throws, including one with about 4 minutes left. Or was it 4:26 left? He missed the first one, but he finally made his 5th attempt of the night, so he was 1 for 5. And you can't tell me that's not operating in a psyche there's no way I want to go to the free throw line and try to make 2 free throws to force overtime. So let's go first to the bunny lay. It's not a layup, it's a lay in. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you get away with saying it's unlucky or he just missed. That was a choke job. I'm sorry, with 9 seconds left, that's a choke job. You basically, you run over Karis LeVert. You blow him all the way back into the stanchion. It's a charge, obviously, but they're not going to call that late in the game. He just ran him over. And Karis LeVert gives up 3 inches and about 60 pounds to LeBron, and he kept trying to guard him, but he can't guard him. And he gets all the way, he's spun to the cup, and you're just right there, and it's 9 seconds left. You just have to make that. I don't think Michael Jordan ever missed one quite like that. But again, you always make the Jordan comparison, so I am too. So now the ball goes free, and somehow the refs ruled that it goes off.
Ain't no ref rule.
Dinwiddie. I don't know. No, I looked at it 29 times. It went off Danny Green.
No, it didn't.
But I'm going to give you this because it was a reprieve for LeBron. And then very predictably thinking, I don't want to shoot these free throws, he gets a huge step on Wilson Chandler, who can guard him because he's like 6'8", 230. He's a big man. So he blows by him and gets a big step. And then you asked me about Game 6, Jordan at Utah. Yeah. I was there at courtside. Well, Jordan got a step and just said, I'm going to go up and shoot. To your point, he shot a mid-range. He shot a free throw line jump shot. Okay, just for the record, LeBron James, so far this season, from 10 feet to 3 feet, is at 42%. That's the best he shot it in 7 years. He's got a little bit of stuff going on there where occasionally he pulls up and makes one of those. Okay, so if you're the best player on the planet, you're thinking, what are my odds? What are my odds? I want to take this shot. I'm just telling you, Jordan's going to take that shot every time unless Bill Winnington has a dunk. That's a dunk.
Hold on. In the finals, he didn't take those shots.
Which shot?
Steve Kerr,
okay, but he
John
called
Paxson.
it. He told Kerr in the huddle, there 2 are going to come to me. I'm going to get you a free throw line jump shot. I'm going to get you a mid-range.
Hold on, Skip. Okay. If LeBron sat in the huddle and told KCP, hey, I'm coming to you, you would kill him.
Okay.
He didn't want it.
Okay, but this is 2 points to tie or 3 to win.
You're going for the win.
Okay, I'm going for the tie. If I'm LeBron James, I'm just saying I'm going to pull up and shoot this jump shot, or I'm going to try to body bag DeAndre Jordan. I'm going to body bag him because he is flat-footed under the rim.
Let me ask you a question.
He is flat-footed, and I'm going downhill.
Who's a better
That's what you always tell me.
Who's a better defensive center, DeAndre Jordan or Patrick Ewing? Because why didn't Jordan challenge Patrick Ewing? Why did he pass it?
Okay, because Whittington was wide open for a dunk. Help me out.
If AD
Wait. Higher degree of difficulty. A wide open 3 or a wide open dunk? Help me out.
It's a dunk.
It's
not just dunks.
It's a dunk.
It's not just dunks. I brought you 2 examples of where he passed off to jump shooters.
Okay, all right. But that's
in the finals, not against the Nets in
Let me ask you a question, though, Skip.
No.
He had just made 2 threes. AD had just made 2 threes.
What does history tell you about Anthony Davis? He's a 34% three-point shooter, and he's high volume 34% because there's 143 guys who have taken 190 or more. He's one of those. He's at 194 for the season. He ranks 115th on the list of 143 high-volume three-point shooters. He's not great from 3, and he did have a hot hand that night, so I'll give you that. He had just made one with, 40 seconds left to tie the game.
2 in the last 3.5 minutes.
I got that. But heart of hearts, is LeBron James the best player on the planet?
Yes.
Seriously, in his heart, is he thinking, I should do this, or should I give him that wide open 3? Has he shown you a clutch gene in his career? I haven't seen it from him.
He's got, his clutch numbers are better
than Jordan's and Kobe's.
In the playoffs. I mean, that's just LeBron.
Oh, no, they're not.
Yes, they are.
I can show you
They're
layups.
better than Jordan's.
Okay, I'll show you. I covered this man. How many times he took shots? Unbelievable. There's no way. Like, the shot of shots was the one on Byron Russell at Utah.
That's still on
it was an offensive. I love it, but it was an offensive foul.
Okay. All right, you can argue that. But the reason I bought the picture of it, it's the only piece of memorabilia I own, because Scottie Pippen is standing wide open at the three-point line like this. I'm open with his hands out like this. Okay, Jordan wasn't open for a second. Byron Russell's a really good defender who is Jordan's size, 6'6". And he just said, no, I got this.
Skip,
he didn't even look at Scottie Pippen because he's got this.
Here's the thing.
He looked at Kerr. He looked at Paxson.
Can we agree on this? Just because it's such an iconic moment, you don't get 5 walk-offs for that one. Right. If you look at the numbers, LeBron James is more clutch in the postseason than Kobe and Michael.
He's just played more games.
Now, I'm with you. I would take Jordan. But statistically, LeBron has the better stats in the clutch.
He made some layups against Washington.
Whatever they are.
Played one against Indiana.
But now you're killing him for a layup. You just said he missed the clutch layup.
Okay, well,
he did miss the clutch. And I don't think it was unlucky. He just missed. But it wasn't nerves. How do you miss that because of
he got a game?
nerves?
What about the game?
The Nets in March?
What about the Eastern Conference Finals? He laid up against Paul George.
Right.
What about
that?
Okay, what about the three-pointers he hit
took
against
out
Indiana?
Giannis and Kawhi.
They're rare. You know it, and I know it.
What about the one
you want me to start on all the misses?
What about the one
all
against Toronto?
Mm-hmm. He had two. Those are two rare moments.
Okay, what about the one against Orlando?
Mm-hmm. Well, that wasn't in the playoffs.
That was in the playoffs. He hit Orlando at the top of the key.
Oh, you mean the one that
three
shot her around the world.
Chicago, he hit a three.
That's it.
And then what happened after that?
How many does he need?
I just named
You want me to start down the Jordan? You want me to start down the Jordan?
He just took out Giannis and Kawhi, and you mean to tell me he crumbled under the pressure against the Nets?
Yeah, take him out.
He outplayed Kawhi.
He did not. Do you want me to start on their head-to-heads?
He outplayed Kawhi. Kawhi would even admit that game.
I thought you was an eye test guy.
Yeah, I am.
See, now we gave you stats where LeBron is more clutch than Jordan and Kobe, but you said, what about the eye test? What your eyes tell you?
What do you know? What do you say?
I know LeBron got
everybody
more
who's
game
ever been
winners.
around Jordan know. I covered him. He is killer, assassin mentality.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I don't deny it.
And LeBron,
we got to be fair about
it. Did James Bond kill anybody? He did it with a bow tie and drinking martinis. At the end result, you know what I'm saying, Skip Bayless? LeBron is James Bond. That's it.
Yeah.
Different way of
He ain't John Wick.
That's all.
I mean, Michael Jordan might have been John Wick, and my guy James Bond. But guess what? Still got it. Got it done. Bow tie martini.
We appreciate you being here.
I'll take John
I don't
Wick
think we
over James
solved
Bond any
anything.
day.
You a hater.
You are a Wick guy. You're a Bond guy. You're a John Wick guy. A different debate for another day.
No mercy.
Whether or not Dak Prescott and the Cowboys can come to terms on a new deal remains in question, but we do know that Dak played arguably his best football in 2019. He finished second in passing yards, fourth in TDs, and he has the second most wins of any QB since entering the league. And the Cowboys believe Dak is the guy who will turn those numbers into playoff wins soon. Now joined by former NFL defensive coordinator Rob Bryant. So
Welcome
good to have
back.
you.
Good to be back. Outstanding.
Good to have you. Now I see the colors here.
Well, I wore
Cowboys
the
specific.
first Skip, and I know the
you.
last time I coached a game was against Dallas, and that's why I know the answer about this Dak Prescott.
Does he deserve to be the highest paid QB in the league?
Absolutely, he does.
Well, he threw a party on you guys the last game, right?
Well, I mean, he did, but he threw a party on a lot of people. I mean, I don't even know who we had playing in the secondary. They all bailed on us. So did the coaches. But I was in at 3 in the morning watching every tape on this guy. We played him early in the year, fourth game of the year, then we played him the very last. And to me, Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott are the two best quarterbacks in the NFC. And this guy has improved night and day.
Yep.
He had Kellen Moore, the offense coordinator, looks like a ball boy. He's over there. He did a great job with this guy. He's allowed Dak to be able to check in and out of plays, which he did really well. He finally found a system that he's really good in. And the biggest thing I saw him improve from the year before is, remember when he would hold the ball so bad and he'd take sacks, and he doesn't do that. He did not do that all year. He had an unbelievable touch from the pocket and outside of the pocket on deep balls. And does he deserve the money? Absolutely. And I know right where he can get it. And I watch more tape than anybody. I'll promise you, I watch more tape than any coach in the league and any scout. He can get it from that wide receiver, the one who's up there for all that money right now. The guy only plays home games. He didn't show up on the road.
Totally agree.
He goes out there. The last 7 games of the year, he had averaged under 50 yards a game.
Yep.
Yeah.
He disappeared. And on tape, look, you when you study a tape, you know the routes. He's the primary receiver in routes. And how's this going to sit in the locker room when he's supposed to run a 7 route? They're going to run that play they always run from the 25 to the 20 where they landed in the lunch pail in the corner of the end zone. Yeah. He stops running. You either go stutter 9, you either go 9, or you go 7 route. He's stopping. He's the primary receiver, and that's the frustrating thing. And I know he's up as well, but I think you get this quarterback locked up. He's in his 4th year, playing better than anybody else. He's on the rise. you can't deny this guy's ascension as a great player. And the thing I love about him is his leadership. I think you don't see that he's the star of the team. He is. I know Jerry Jones is, but then there's Dak Prescott, right? Then there's the guy who plays guard for the Mavericks. This guy works his tail off, and the only time he'll be different is in 2 weeks he'll go get a bigger paycheck than everybody else. Other than that, you're just going to think he's one of the guys. And that's what I appreciate about him as a coach going against this guy and the physicality that he brings the entire offense. What do you mean? He's a quarterback. Yeah, but he doesn't play like a quarterback in that red zone. Like, he's going to go after you, and I just appreciate the way the guy played, and I just see the sky's the limit for this guy and really for this team now. I think they're going to be heading in a new direction. Maybe they can play more than one coverage on defense, and maybe they'll do something.
Shannon Sharpe. That's some strong talk about a quarterback you don't buy.
I've been telling you he deserves to get his money, though. Have I not told you he deserves to get that money?
He's going to get paid.
But, Skip, and Rob, you can attest to this. You've been on a lot of teams, and you know free agency is really not about being good. It's about being free. It's about the leverage of being free and teams having to overcompensate to pay you to get you to leave. And your team, if they want you, having to pay you to stay. Skip, look, they could have taken care of this last year. After his third season, you get the deal done. But you didn't do that. Now, you remember the housing crash. They called them balloon payments. Skip, you could live in a $10 million home for $700 a month because you paid interest only. But after 3-4 years, that paper was going to come due. Now, either you're going to pay the house off or they're going to foreclose up on you. What you going to do, Skip Bayless? You going to pay the man off or you going to let him foreclose and go somewhere else?
What would you do?
No,
I ain't gonna tell you. He gave him F's.
Hold on. Wentz is my guy. But you know,
I love Wentz too.
Oh, they love Wentz.
But he turns the ball over in the pocket, unlike this guy.
He does do that.
Your guy had more turnovers than my guy. And my guy went to the playoffs.
No,
well, your guy was. Okay. But anyway, Skip, look. Why would Jerry started this, Skip, and I said it at the time he did it over a year ago, Rob. He went to the podium, him and Stephen Jones, and they said, yeah, we want to get a deal done with Dak, but we sure hope he works with us. How you going to start talking about working with you before we even start negotiating the contract? So now Dak says, hold on, wait a minute. You make me play the contract out all the way through the punctuation.
Yep.
I run the risk of getting hurt through the regular season.
He did.
And now you want me to give you a discount? I wish I might. And where did he do that at? No. I want $70+ million at the time of signing, a 4-year deal for $140 million.
You have no idea what he's asking for, but you just put words in their mouth, right?
But listen, we know he wants more than Jerry Goff got at the time of signing.
Sure he wants
I think somewhere between the 70 and 80 million, we got a deal, Skip Bayless. Get it done. Call Jerry.
That Jerry Jones is tough to negotiate with, believe me. I turned down Andy Reid to be a coordinator for him and Sid because, man, that Jerry Jones is a salesman.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Might have been a bad decision on my part, but I'll tell you what. You know Jerry, how he negotiates.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to start low and all that, but he made him play it all the way through. But I think eventually you got to be accountable to your team. And I think he's going to sign this guy, and he's trying to get him a long-term deal.
How did he convince you to pass on Andy Reid for Dallas?
That was interesting. I never knew what the monies were. I just know that I got in there. I loved his enthusiasm for his team. I loved the excitement he had. I believe in Jason Garrett, and I'm like, man, they got talent. They got an offense. They had a great talent on defense, even though they were 31st in the league before I got there.
Yep.
But they had talent. So I know, man, I know I'll get this thing turned around here. We'll win the whole thing. And, a kid from Oklahoma, why not give it a shot? Yeah. I forgot I was Ryan, went there. Things didn't work out as well as I had liked, but I did everything I could. But I do appreciate, like this, that's the first time I dealt with a true salesman.
Super salesman.
Man, he's pretty good.
And that's why they talk about, Dak needs to pick up the phone and call Jerry Jones, a guy that negotiates millions and billion-dollar deals.
Don't do that.
Thank you.
Okay, but what do you always say? When you least expect it, you can pick up the phone and call Jerry, and he'll be like your daddy who will give in to you and overpay. I've seen him overpay those offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it can cut both ways. If you play to his ego, like, Daddy, help me out here.
Overpaying the offensive lineman is different than overpaying a quarterback.
I got you.
Yeah, maybe.
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every word you just said about a quarterback that I do love. I love everything about him. I love his mental and physical toughness. I love his durability because he still hadn't been hurt. I'm going to knock on wood for him.
And he played hurt.
He played hurt. He played with a bum shoulder at Philadelphia. He did not play great at Philadelphia. He missed one late throw to Tavon that I wish he had back because Tavon just broke free, wide open, and he missed him. It was 17-9. So could they have made the 2-point conversion and tied it, gone to overtime? Maybe if he made that throw. I can't defend the fact they went 8-8 last year, but I can't put it all on his shoulders. Some of it, but not all of it. So in the end, do I think he's better than Patrick Mahomes? I do not. Do I think he's a top 10? Yeah, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. And to your point, because he is now free, you're going to have to pay him close to what Mahomes is going to get. Close to.
You're going to have to play him a premium.
Yeah.
Of course.
And do I think he can stand up to it and live up to it, not crumble under the pressure of it? I do believe he'll stand up and live up to it.
Oh, you like him, huh? No, look, remember now, this is the same guy. He said he loves Dak, but he's perfectly okay if the Cowboys move on and sign Tom Brady.
Well, I'd say, no, again, here's what we don't know about this. What are they demanding? What are they? They have drawn a line in the sand in Dallas, Texas.
Number, yeah.
Not that there's a lot of sand in Dallas, but there's some
red
dirt,
clay.
red clay, right? They've drawn a line in the red clay, and I don't know if they're saying $40 million a year. Maybe it's beyond Mahomes' money because Jerry's not budging off his. I don't even see any thawing, any melting here.
I don't believe it's the $40 million that's the hang-up. I believe they're trying to keep the at the time of signing around Jerry Goff, and they're trying to get the Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers type.
Maybe.
I think that Skip, because Skip, they can massage the numbers and make it look like however they want to look. 160, 170. How much am I getting? 134, and he got $57 million.
Okay, here's what I'm asking. If you tell me he's asking for what we'd all agree is unrealistic money, as much as you love the young man, you might say, at some point, you'd say, well, that's ridiculous.
What would be unrealistic to you?
Over $40 million a year.
No, we ain't asking for that.
Okay. How do you know?
We're not asking for that.
No idea.
We're not asking for that. But if you can get me 75 to 85, I can talk to you.
Okay. So the point is, if it's an impasse that's never going to get decided, if there's never going to be any thawing, and you tell me, we're about to talk about Tom Brady and get your opinion on him, but if you told me I could have Tom Brady for 2 years instead of Dak for 5 at $42 million a year, I might say, okay, I'll try Tom Brady.
How much are you willing to pay Tom Brady for those 2 years?
I think he would take $20 million.
No, I bet he don't.
I'll bet he would.
I bet he don't.
Well, he always has.
I tell you what.
He ain't taking no 20 million.
Can we
Not on the
say,
open market.
Tom is not going to have the control he wants if he ends up in Dallas.
Oh, yeah,
and I think we can all agree on.
No mercy.
Now, every day seems to bring a new report in the Tom Brady free agency watch. And next week, the greatest QB of all time's contract with the Patriots is up, and his agents can begin negotiations with other teams at noon Eastern on March 16th. Some believe he'll stay in New England, but everything comes down to that 2-day legal tampering window. Rob Ryan's still with us, and I cannot wait to hear your take on this. Rob, how valuable is Brady on the open market?
Oh, my God. I mean, he's worth every penny of whatever he wants. Really? I mean, in my opinion. It's like, how much was Peyton Manning worth? Went to Denver. All he did was go there, change the entire team, won a Super Bowl, was first place for 3-4 years that he was there. I mean, he changed that team. And Brady will do the same thing. The biggest thing is, how could New England let him go? But if you think about it, I'm in a meeting with Mangini and guys. We're not supposed to say anything. We're just coaching there. But you observe a lot.
At New England.
Oh yeah, when I was assistant in New England, we're just sitting there observing. And when we first got there, our first year, we were probably the worst team in football. And but we had a good quarterback, Drew Bledsoe. And I remember Belichick bringing it up to Ernie Adams and all of us. Not that he wanted our opinion or cared, but he's like, can anybody win with a $30 million quarterback? And that was the question. Wow. And we knew, sounds like we might be moving on from Bledsoe. Yeah. 2 days later, he signs a $100 million contract. I'm like, wow, that was shocking. Right. So he stayed with the quarterback. Huh. Now, he did put him on the bench that year. Yeah. This is the same guy that people may forget. Bill Belichick benched and moved on from Bernie Kosar in Cleveland. He did. That's like putting Jim Brown on the bench.
Yeah, it was.
That was the biggest thing ever. Yep. So he's not scared to do this. He's in a league that Miami, what are they? They got the Jets. Greg Williams doing a nice job on defense. Nobody else is coaching. Buffalo's the team on the rise. They've got it turned around, their whole organization. But really, I think Belichick wants this opportunity, just like it's been said. And I know Tom Brady is the best player I've ever seen. He's the best quarterback I've ever been around. He's going to be Peyton Manning to somebody. Now, who do I want it to be? I want it to be the Chargers.
Right.
I love Anthony Lynn.
Yeah,
I got my nephew coaching out there who's with the wide receivers. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Seth Ryan, so he's out there. Yeah, he's out there coaching, as a quality control coach.
Yep.
I want him to go there, but I tell you why. I think they can win. They have a great defense, a really unheralded defense, but they can rush the passer. They can do everything.
Ingram and Bosa.
Yep.
They have an amazing slot receiver who, no one throws to the slot more than Tom Brady.
Yep.
They don't have Edelman, but they got Keenan Allen, who's fantastic in the slot. If they sign the tight end, they got a 5th pick, in the draft. Get the best offensive lineman out there.
Right.
They already got Trey Turner, just came in to play guard. Brady doesn't just run 5-0 protection like Phillip Rivers always did.
Yep.
He knows when to bring in those guys to protect them, and so they can shore that up. That team is right there. 2 years ago, they were right in there.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers turned the ball over every other snap at the end of the game. So he could make a huge difference there. But really, Tom you got all those teams listed up there. He could help every one of those teams. And what's the market value? I don't know. If you're a GM, how often can you affect the team? You never speak to the team.
Right.
I'm general manager. I'm going to go talk to the players. No, they never do.
Right.
They never do that.
Unless you're Jerry.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an exception. But this is your chance.
Right.
The draft and free agency. So, Tom Telesco, you're under the gun, man. You got to deliver because that franchise, they can't outsell the XFL team right now. You're moving into a stadium.
Big new stadium. $1 billion stadium.
You get Tom Brady. Give him $40 million. I don't care
maybe
what
like
it is.
4 or 5 billion.
You know what I'm saying, though? You need him.
Right.
That team's begging for Tom Brady. And don't come in second. Well, we were close. No. Deliver. You're the GM. Deliver the guy.
I think the thing is that he doesn't have as many teams as he thinks for the simple fact, Skip. You're only going to be interested if you believe you're a quarterback away.
I agree.
That's the only reason you're going to be interested. Skip, you're not going to take on a 43-year-old if you're more than a quarterback away. So maybe he's not as interested in as many teams, but as many teams aren't as interested in him. Skip, for me, it's going to be hard for me to see a scenario where someone is willing, like you say, the Cowboys or even the 49ers. I don't see them moving on from a guy in Jimmy Garoppolo who's 27, 28 to take on a 43-year-old who might just have 1 year. I just don't see that happening, Skip.
It might be the year, but go ahead.
And I don't care what anybody says. If you take Brady off the back of that jersey and you evaluate that game tape, the guy was 27th in completion percentage. That's what he was, Rob. He was 27th in yards per attempt. He was dinking and dunking, Skip, and he was 19th in QBR. Those are his numbers.
They were horrible.
He was.
The team around him was horrible.
But that is see, Rob, you remember when y'all was winning those championships?
Yeah.
Nobody said how good the team around Brady was. They said how good Brady was. Now that they're losing, the team around him is bad, and Brady is still good.
Yeah, but he made a lot of those guys household names.
So what was he doing last year, Rob?
I tell you what, he got the best out of that outfit.
They didn't get the best out of him.
You will not deal with the fact he had them in perfect position to be the 2 seed in the AFC and get a week off, which they desperately needed.
With that defense, you should have been the 1 seed going away.
Well,
they started off hot. There's no question the defense started off hot.
What happened to that defense against Fitzpatrick? Ryan Fitzpatrick had the ball 80 yards away from needing a touchdown to win the game. This is the last regular season game of the year at Foxborough. And he drove it 80 yards in 13 plays. And I showed you yesterday all the passes. He completed 9 straight passes against that defense and scored a touchdown to beat them at home against the Bill Belichick coach defense that lost the 2 seed. That was the end of it to me right there. Brady had just taken him 70 yards for another fourth quarter comeback game-winning drive that looked like it would stand up at 24-20. So don't tell me he didn't do a lot with next to nothing because he had him right there to be the 2 seed.
Coach Belichick says, my defense. Rob, now you give up 14, 15 points. You expect to win that game, right?
Absolutely.
Now, if the Patriots gave up more than 17, they lost every game, Rob Ryan, that they gave up 17 or more points.
Patriot receivers last in separation in the NFL. Julian Edelman led the NFL in drops last year and was just a broken down shell of himself. Okay. The tight ends were last in the league in productivity.
Well, the quarterback was close to last.
Yeah.
He was 27th. There was only 32 of them. Rob, you remember the Super Bowl when they played the Rams?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for a historic defense, they'd have lost that game because Brady had 0 touchdowns and a pick.
But the only thing is they played a masterful game. They set up to take the ball away from that Ram offense. They kept doing it.
Who did that?
They ran the football as a team. They play as a team. Brady doesn't care. Brady doesn't care. Brady doesn't care what his stats are. I know he's a winner, and I think if you put Tom Brady in there with, let's say, the Chargers or somebody like that, he's going to make everybody else better. Even what I get it. He sees the rush. He's not as good as he once was avoiding the rush. No question. But he still slides in there. He still slides in there. And he's going to outwork everybody. He's going to set the tone for the team to work. He's going to set the tone for that team to say, we're going to play this as a team. We're going to advance the plan, and this is how it is. And when the money's on the line, I've seen him too many times come through. He put 2 rings on my fingers, but he's also beat me at the end of 2 games where the guy's like, it's impossible. The guy's double covered.
There's a new guy in town, my homeboy.
Okay. He's pretty darn good.
This is like Michael Jordan becoming a free agent at the end of his prime after the 98 season. He is hitting the open market. It's unheard of.
He's 43.
Did you see any decline last year? Did his health decline? Was he beat up last year?
He was missing game. He was missing practice time.
Did he miss a game?
No.
He didn't miss a game. Did he lose arm strength? Did he lose velocity? I didn't see any decline in velocity.
Jordan, at the end of that second run, Jordan was like 34, 35. Tom Brady's 43.
Okay, but in basketball years, it's the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because there's a lot more wear and tear in basketball than there is standing in a pocket throwing a football.
So LeBron is 43.
And what you know now.
You could make a case.
No, you can't make no.
You can't.
You
looked 43 last night.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Goodness.
Don't do that. Exactly. That's what I say, Rob.
Rob, thank you for joining us.
Right.
Your perspective. I like what you said. Tom is a winner. That's what we think around here,
Tom
Shannon.
Is.
He's a
what
winner.
About his team? So his
he
teammates
makes everyone
losing.
better.
So Tom teammates losing. Just Tom the winner.
Makes everyone better.
They won a lot with them. I don't care, even with that outfit.
Coach Belichick said, I'm going to win a lot without it.
We're going to find out.
No mercy.
And we're joined now by Super Bowl champ Frank Clark, who was a disruptive force in the postseason, totaling 9 tackles, 5 sacks, and 7 QB hits. Congrats on an exciting Super Bowl. We were in Miami for it, and we're just so happy for you. So
thank you. I appreciate
congrats.
you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Amazing run. But we were just talking before we came on. You had an amazing upbringing that I was not aware of until about a minute ago. I didn't know you grew up in Los Angeles and South Central for your first 12 years.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It's pretty dope. An experience, real. At the end of the day, when you come from a place like that, you taught survival, you taught all the skills you need, in a world like this today, early on. And that's kind of how I learned it. Went through the things, the hood, growing up in the hood, typical things. Not the first, but definitely not the last. And lesson taught, things learned.
So how bad was it for you? How rough was it for you?
I was very rough. Growing up, typical. You worried about the normal things in my life. You would call normal today. It's the food on the table. It's worried about where mom's at, where dad's at. If your friends are making home safe, will you see your friends the next day and things like that. So once making a move to eventually Cleveland, that was the best thing that happened to me.
And you got to play high school football for Ted Ginn Sr., who was quite a father figure, right?
Yes, very much so. Wouldn't call it nothing less than that. My father, Coach Ginn, was a great guy. Did everything that I needed him to do. Couldn't ask for nothing more from him, and just did everything that I needed him to do to be that person.
Good for you. Turned your life around.
Yeah.
So you made the most controversial statement of all the playoffs, and that was before you played in the AFC Championship game against Tennessee. And here came Derrick Henry, and you basically said, he's not that hard to tackle, and we're going to tackle him, right?
Yeah.
That you actually said he should run a little harder for his size than he even does, right?
Yeah.
So how did that play in your locker room?
I feel like it kind of brought a little bit of confidence. At the end of the day, It wasn't nothing personal to Derek. Of course, we all know he's a great player, tough runner, had a great year this year, especially towards the latter half of the season in the playoffs where he was very, you know, like I said, I feel like he was, you know, honestly the best running back in the league, you know, in the playoffs. So, but at the time, you got to understand, we're going into a situation where, you know, we playing in one of the biggest games of our career. We're going into a situation where it's the AFC Championship.
Right.
We got to bring this home for our coach. We got to bring this home, you know, for our fans, for everyone who's been waiting for this, you know, 50 years.
Right.
You know, you wait to get to this point for 50 years as fans, as coaches, as a guy like Andy Reid who's never won a championship, a Super Bowl. So, you know, we know winning this game is going to take us to the Super Bowl eventually, but more than ever, we want to bring home that championship for that the last name on that trophy.
We talk about your playoff run. Now, you had 8 sacks in the regular season in 16 games.
Yeah.
But where you earned your money was in the playoffs because in those 3 games, you had 5 sacks. How were you able to elevate your level of play come playoff time as opposed to the regular season?
Man, it's that will to win and that will to want to do better. You know, I feel like, you know, a team like Kansas City, you know, they put so much trust and faith into you, bring you in, they pay you all this money to do, you know, so many things that they seen you do over the last 4 years in Seattle. The one thing I feel like I had a slow start to my season. You know, I'm dealing with injuries, I'm dealing with all these different things, but at the end of the day, it's football, man. There's you know, plenty of people, all these guys dealing with injuries, all these guys dealing with stuff. So, you know, what makes me different? What makes me so special? And that's kind of how I took it. And after, I believe, Game 6, Game 7, you know, I kind of took it to that level. You know, it was time to go to that level. And I remember me and Honey Badger sitting there looking at each other in the locker room after we took that loss in Tennessee. And we was like, man, it's time to go gangster. And that's the term that, you know, Coach Spags used. But it was really time to go gangster out there.
Are you surprised? I mean, you had your last year in Seattle. You're 25 years of age. You come off a season in which you have 13 sacks. Are you surprised that a 25-year-old edge rusher was moved from Seattle to Kansas City?
I was surprised, but honestly, in this world, in the world of the NFL and the business world, I really wasn't. I understood. I had seen it happen so many times, honestly. From when I get there, you know, I'm in the likes of Richard Sherman, Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill. I got all these guys, not the short-come guys, but I got all these guys across the table who I can look to for veteran leadership. Brandon Mebane.
Right.
You watch over the years, every year I was with Seattle, guys get shipped away. I watched Brandon Mebane leave. I watched Michael Bennett leave. I watched Richard Sherman leave. I watched Cam Chancellor retire. I watched Earl Thomas, you know, eventually, you know, get traded. So I watched a lot of my guys, my vets, guys who I looked up to, guys who I looked to for, you know, learning this way. Learning the ropes. I watched them go because of the business. Not because of nothing personal, but because of the business.
So you did hold Derrick Henry on that afternoon to 16 for 69 yards. And in the second half, he had 3 carries for 7 yards. So you were able to back up what you said before the game, right?
In turn, I guess you could say. We always try to stay humble, man.
Well,
try to stay humble.
But you did say after the game, we sent his, you know what, home, right? And you did. Yeah. So, and you were pretty crazy after the game. You were screaming to the crowd and everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Having fun with it.
Yeah.
Having fun with it.
Okay. So, how did Honey Badger and some of the more veteran guys after the game, did they say they liked that you said that? Did you write the basic check that they had to cash?
No, I just, man, I don't look at it like that. You know, I play this game from an old school standpoint.
Right.
It's a mental game with me. It's a mental game. I look at a lot of the older players. You know, I got guys like Sam Madison on our coaching roster who I can look to for advice, who I can look to talk to. You know, you watch the old film of him, how much he used to talk stuff. You watch guys like yourself. You know, you watch how much guys used to talk stuff. You know what I mean?
But that's how you was in Seattle.
Hop on the telephone.
The boom. That's all.
And that's all you taught. You know, that's what you taught. And that's how you learn. And like I said, look at my veterans. I got Michael Bennett as one of them. You know, I got a guy as outspoken as Richard Sherman. You know, but guys who keep it real. You know, in their own right. And but like you said, referring to my teammates, they all rally, man. They know how I am. I'm like this 24/7. It's no cutoff with me when it comes to, you know, how I am on that field. You know, I got 6 months to be like that. Only 6 months. Right. Honestly, I might as well have fun.
Anybody come to you before the Super Bowl and say you got to tone it down going into this game?
Honestly, only my media. Only the media. Only the media. They told me turn it down until game day, then I can let it all out and have fun.
Really?
And that's exactly what I did. I tried my best, honestly. I tried, Skip.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to us about your quarterback. I think he's the best in football right now. You left a place that had a very good quarterback, a very great quarterback in Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Similarities, differences?
It's a lot of similarities. It's a lot of differences as well. I believe one of the similarities that a lot of people miss is the fact that both of these guys have this baseball pass.
Right.
You know, it's the baseball pass as far as their throwing styles and things they're able to do, the mechanics, how they're able to run, how they're able to throw on the run and make tight throws and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people miss that. And we play baseball. You know, a lot of baseball players, their ability to throw side throws, the arm angles, and these are the two things they share. I believe that's the most common similarity. Other than that, you know, the differences. You know, you got a younger guy and an older guy. I feel like that, honestly, that's the biggest difference. Same type of guys. One's a little shorter, one's a little taller. You know, no shade to my boy Rush. You know, that's my dog. Shout out Rush. You know, that's the only thing. You talking about competitive spirit. I've never seen nobody as competitive as Pat Mahomes at the age he's at. The guy's on another level. You know, his leadership skills. You know how he's able to lead a team. He's able to lead a team of guys, man, to a place that they've never been. You know, in what, 3 years that he did it.
What was it like? You guys down by double digits in every single game. At one point, you're down 24-0 to the Texans. What was he like? What was his message to you guys on the sideline?
Oh, man, he held the faith. When you're talking about a guy who holds the rope more than anybody, it's him. You're talking about a guy who never gives up, a guy who trusts his team more than anybody. That's him. You know, you look around. You got to keep it real and be honest. There's some guys who gonna look at him like, man, we going home. Or it's over, or whatever. But you look at a guy like Pat. Pat, it's not 1 second that he doesn't have faith that we can win that game. And that's any game, whether it's a preseason game or whether it's a playoff game, whether we down, you know, 20 and 24-0 or down 21-0 in the game before that or whatever's going on, and against the Texans even. You know, when you watch all these tight series and all these tight games where, you know, you look at the quarterback and you expect them to, you know, win. You want the quarterback to, you get fourth quarter drives and stuff like that. So, Pat Mahomes, best quarterback in football. No.
So how many should you win in a row, given your talent and his leadership ability and playmaking?
You said, oh, man, Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What is this set up for? If you can max it out.
I don't know if it's set up for it. You know, I wouldn't say that. I don't even like speaking on it like that, man, because the Super Bowl is a precious thing. It's very precious. You know, I'm a young player still. I'm 26 years old. You know, I got a Super Bowl under my belt, and it's not a lot of guys who's in the Hall of Fame, guys who's retired playing this game who can even say they made it to a Super Bowl. You know, you have guys who went to a Super Bowl once, who lost and who's never been back, who said they'll be back next year. You know, and that's the one thing we didn't want to get on. It was that routine. It's that I'll be back next year routine.
Right. Yep.
You talk to your coaches, you talk to the veteran coaches, they know a thing or two about that. And they tell you, the Super Bowls, you can win 5 Super Bowls. The ones you lost are the ones you remember every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the games you remember. I tell Skip this all the time. We lost in the divisional round in '96 to Jacksonville. And that game still haunts me more than winning the Super Bowls bring me joy.
Really?
Yep.
Well, all I know is they're going to be favored to win next year.
They got my homeboy. Now what?
I think it's because they got Frank Clark. That's
Frank,
what I think.
thank you
He
so
holding
much.
it down.
Appreciate y'all.
So interesting to hear you chat about
Appreciate
Mahomes,
you
and we're
guys.
just so happy for you. So wishing you all the best. Enjoy the rest of your offseason.
No mercy.
So the Lakers lost to the Nets at home last night after Anthony Davis missed a potential game-winning 3 at the buzzer. And after the game, now that locker rooms are closed to the media, LeBron had to go to the interview room to talk to reporters, and he brought Kyle Kuzma with him. Check it out.
For both of you guys, not to suggest you guys missed us pregame, but was there any conversation in the locker room like, whoa, like they're not in here?
You want the honest truth? Or?
No, we enjoyed it.
I mean, like the honesty, Shannon, what do you make of LeBron bringing Kuzma, of all people, with him to meet with the press?
Skip, I think over the last couple of games, Kuzma has shown LeBron that he can trust him. I like what I'm seeing from Kuzma, Skip, because I felt that if he wasn't scoring, he added nothing else to the game. But what we saw Sunday, he didn't score a whole lot, but he had 10 rebounds.
He did.
We watched last night. He got his scoring back. He's starting to deep. He's trying to find other ways to impact the game other than scoring.
He didn't make a 3.
He didn't make a 3. And I think LeBron is saying, you know what, bro, you're gaining my trust back.
Really?
I'm starting to like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you grow, knowing that we're going to need you to be Kyle Kuzma. And you're not going to get the 30 minutes that you got last year. You're going to have to impact the game in the amount of minutes. It's not how many minutes you play, it's how impactful you can be in the minutes that you do play.
Yep.
I liked it. I like what I said. Skip, I don't want to, be Dr. Phil or put the guy on my couch. But I think that's the message that LeBron was sending, that he likes what he's seeing from Kyle Kuzma and he believes in him. And I think sometimes even if you don't believe in a person, you put on the public face. But I believe LeBron actually sincerely is starting to believe that Kyle Kuzma is starting to turn the corner.
Does Shannon Sharpe believe the same thing? Because you have been way down on him and out on him, as in get rid of him.
I like what I saw. I like what I'm seeing.
Yep. You're coming around?
Yep.
Really? Because
I ain't there yet, though.
As LeBron goes, Shannon
No.
I
ain't say I'm there. See, here I am. We're on our way to Miami. Right now, we're in Oklahoma. Yeah. So we got a ways to go.
I love Oklahoma. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, you from Idabel.
Comfort zone.
You from Idabel, Oklahoma, I believe.
Not Idabel.
What about Enid?
I'm from the big city.
You ain't from no big city.
The big city.
Yeah.
Oh, big city. Oh, wow.
It was an area. I think it still is the biggest city in the world in area. You
Oh,
include
really?
The whole
Okay.
metro. It
I'll
is.
give him that.
Seriously.
I'll give him that.
Tumbleweed. Y'all counting tumbleweeds and everything.
all
No, there's no tumbleweeds. First time I took Ernestine there from New York City, she said, "Where's the covered wagons?" I don't know. There are any.
Yeah, they come
Right.
wagon.
Come a
Yeah.
long way.
You're going to scoff at this or maybe even laugh at it, but I'm going to say it again. Your team, the Los Angeles Lakers, will go as far as Kyle Kuzma carries them. He is your potential closer who's been the odd man out all year. And I think his hairstyle and color has indicated where he was with the team, because for a while he was rebelling. And it was just crazy hairstyle,
Green,
colors,
blue, white,
right.
blonde.
And now, maybe right on cue, he's gone back to, dare I say, normal?
Yeah.
It just looks normal,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's nice. It
Just
looks
normal.
good. Looks good to me. And I believe that was a shrewd postseason move by LeBron James to take Kyle Kuzma with him. Obviously, the media at this point is not allowed in the locker room,
Right.
hence the question from Dave McMenamin of ESPN. And a funny answer that made LeBron laugh from Kuzma. And I thought that was a good sign, too, that actually LeBron,
He looked
laughed.
at it, yeah. What do you
laughed.
think, Kuz?
Yeah, right. And he let him answer what was kind of a tricky question for LeBron, because he doesn't want to alienate the media,
Right.
but they're out.
Yeah.
So I think LeBron deep down is saying, I kind of got a kick out of you guys not being there.
He's like, you want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah,
Kuz was like, no.
right? So shrewd move, because I think LeBron knows deep down they got to get this kid right.
Right.
And if they do, he can really
Right.
shoot it, and he can clutch shoot it and pressure shoot it. He's got no conscience.
Right.
No conscience. And yet, look at his numbers across the board. They're all career lows because he's not fitting in.
Well, he's
right?
he's not getting his normal minutes.
Nope.
Last year he was over 33. And
Well,
last
last
night
year he was like the first option
right.
half the time.
And again, last
Yep.
night he had 5 rebounds, so
Yep.
he's rebounding the ball. He scored 14 points.
Yep.
But like I said, Skip, he has to find other ways
He does.
to impact the game.
Okay,
If
and
he's
it's
not
going to
scoring,
require some humility
yes,
on his part.
It might be a situation, Skip. He has to grab 10 rebounds
He
like
might.
he did,
He
or he
did.
might have to D up.
He occasionally does D up.
Yes.
I've been relatively impressed.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
We got
got a
The
chance.
honesty.
We got 2 cases on Thursday game.
Thursday.
Yeah, we got the Rockets.
After what the
Yeah,
Rockets
the
have
Rockets
done.
right
Oh,
now.
yeah, hold on, but you like the Rocket.
Well, you lost a case the last time.
Well,
they came out.
I want to get it back 2 cases.
Okay, well, maybe tomorrow we'll bet 2
Okay,
cases.
okay.
Can we just wait until tomorrow?
Yep.
Hold it all in.
No mercy.
So Charles Barkley wasn't going to let Draymond Green have the last word in their highly entertaining feud. After Draymond playfully threatened to take his TV gig, Barkley compared the Warriors to a boy band, saying that Green is, quote, the least famous person in the boy band. He thinks he's the star, and he's not. You know, I don't know if I disagree. Shannon, whose side are you on here?
Skip, for me, I hate when it crawls from being analysts to personal jabs.
Okay.
Both of these guys are taking personal jabs over the year. But I believe, Charles, you can analyze a guy's play without taking personal jabs.
Okay.
They're asking you about the Warriors, and you talk about Draymond Green is averaging a triple single. That's unnecessary, Skip. It's unnecessary. And, guys are not going to let you. And, Skip, he's been taking shots at LeBron, And then LeBron comes back and says about how he got into trouble and yada, yada, yada. Bruh, just analyze the game and stop it from being personal. I say things, guys come back at me, I'm done with it. I'm just critique your play. That's all I'm going to do.
You take shots at Tom Brady.
No, I don't, my goodness.
Personal shots.
Okay.
Personal shots, but he doesn't come back at you because he doesn't care.
I don't take
He's
no personal.
above it all.
I don't take no personal shots.
I'm not a big fan of Barkley's, but I am on his side this time because Draymond is very lucky to have been the fourth wheel on an all-time great team. And by the way, I don't think there's any threat of Draymond taking Charles' seat on his side.
Let me ask you a question. Was he in the band? If I'm in the band, guess what? When we go on tour, they don't leave me at home, do they?
I was just thinking,
okay. It was KD and Steph and Clay, but Draymond in the band.
But maybe he gets an overinflated opinion of himself just because he's in the band.
Okay, so what? He Tito Jackson. He in the Jackson 5, right? We famous.
I think he's about a Tito.
Oh, he Tito?
About a Tito,
there you go.
right?
There you go, Skip.
Okay.
Skip, don't do the personal digs, though, man. So what do you expect Draymond to say when you keep taking swipes at him from a distance? You don't think he's going to respond?
Well, he responded harshly, and then Charles responded hilariously.
Man, people ain't going to let you just keep swiping at him, Skip, from a distance, even though if you are a great, all-time great player. People got feelings and emotions.
They might keep going. That is it for us, though. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.